The most anticipated night in college wrestling has arrived, the championship finals. We are in the middle of America, and one mat is in the middle of the floor here inside the T-Mobile Center. 10 champions will emerge tonight, and the team champion did last night. The last time it happened, Friday night, was all the way back in 2010. The Penn State Nittany Lions, for the 11th time in 13 years, are the team champions, their 12th title all time. So they've locked up number one. The top 3 teams here at NCAA's get a trophy. Michigan with 2 in the finals. Cornell has Vito Arujau at 133. Every victory tonight worth at least 4 points, plus any bonus points accrued for scoring. The Nittany Lions continue to be phenomenal and trying to smash more records along the way. 5 champions has been done 5 times. They have 6 in the finals. They could make history in that category tonight. But that's not all for Cael Sanderson and company. The largest margin of victory is also within their sights as well. The largest currently belongs to a 1986 Iowa squad that was on the back end of 9 straight NCAA championships. Cael Sanderson now the second most titles of any coach all time, only behind Dan Gable. And they could get a school record, an NCAA record, to pass 170 points from a 1997 Iowa team. That would take just 4 victories tonight for the Nittany Lions. We are so glad to have you here with us this evening. Matt Side, Mike Cousins. We begin with Daniel Cormier. Tell you what, DC, it's hard to not be in awe of what Penn State continues to do.
Yeah, they're amazing. But the first thing I did this morning, I woke up, I said, Mike, what color suit are we wearing? Because we got to be aligned. We got to be aligned like the Penn State Nittany Lions. We've got to all be on the same page. These young men are all together. And together, they have done something that we have not seen many times in wrestling. 6 dudes in the finals. From Bo Bartlett to Levi Haynes, Mitchell Messenbrink. Then you got champions, Aaron Brooks and Carter Starachi and Greg Kirkwood. What they have done is nothing short of amazing. They are so in line with each other. They believe that they should win, and they should win all 6 of these matches tonight to set a record as the greatest team in the history of the NCAA wrestling tournament.
Lots of records set by this guy over here, Jordan Burroughs. It's not just Penn State. So many other stories tonight. Great wrestlers looking for their first title, their 4th, and 7-year guys wrapping up their careers.
Yeah, tonight's going to be an incredible night. I'm thinking about Dayton Fix. Man, this guy's had 5 tries, 3 runner-up finishes, and still hasn't been able to get that elusive title. But look at this, Vito Arujau. They wrestled in the semifinals last year. He came away with a butt-kicking, 11-3, major decision, and he finds himself in the finals again this evening trying to win his 2nd in a row. He's done a phenomenal job. Messenbrink, man, this guy a year ago was on the Cal Baptist roster, and now he's at Penn State, not only a team champion, but looking for his first championship as only a freshman. But he's going to have a Herculean task this evening because he's got none other than David Carr. David Carr finds himself in the finals after winning the 5th match in the final match between him and national champion Keegan O'Toole. He had the opportunity to go get a takedown at the very end, and look at that, re-attack, and he secures the takedown with short time left and goes and embraces his father, who was also a national champion. What a special moment for the Carr family.
We start the night at heavyweight, where yet again it's going to be a champion from the Big Ten. That's been the case every year since 2016. Drake Ayala from Iowa continues a 34-year streak of one wrestler at least in the finals for the Hawkeyes, going up against Richard Figueroa from Arizona State. Fix and Arujau at 33. Mendez and Bartlett is a rematch of the Big Ten finals. Caleb Henson can be the 2nd national champion for Virginia Tech against Austin Gomez. We'll turn it over to Brian Hazard and Jason Bryant on the PA.
285 pounds. Wearing the red, representing Michigan, Lucas Davidson.
Jordan, I think you said it so well earlier in the week. There have been generational talents at this weight. Greg Kirkfleet trying to get his first title in his senior year, and Lucas Davison knocked off the number 2 seed Younger Bastida from Iowa State. Yesterday, the number 3 seed Wyatt Hendrickson from Air Force, which is the most points that he had given up in 3 years. This is an impressive matchup here at heavyweight to start.
Yeah, think about some of these names over the last decade. Nick Wisdowski, Kyle Snyder, Gable Steveson, Mason Paris. He finds himself in position to finally have an opportunity to get his hand raised on the big stage.
Look at the size of these boys. Hey, give me the big boys to start. Give me the beef on the mat in match number 1. Greg Kirkfleet walked up those stairs and I felt the stage shake. He's a monster, and so is Lucas Davison. What a match to start the night. I love the heavyweights. I mean, I could go home after this.
And you were a heavyweight champion yourself.
Yeah, a few times. Thank you. Say it again. George, say it again.
What I love about this matchup here is Greg Kirkfleet. He's been really dominant from the ties. He likes the hand fight. He likes to hold the center of the mat. Look at his positioning. He keeps his butt locked into the center and keeps Lucas Davison on the edge.
Jordan, you said he's gained weight and gotten bigger every single year, but we've been calling the matches from up on the concourse, sitting next to the octagon now. Now you see the size of Kirkfleet. He's massive. But Lucas Davison is not a small guy himself.
And Lucas Davison last year was a Northwestern Wildcat a year ago. Transferred into the University of Michigan, was unable to make it to the finals in his previous 4 tries, and now he finds himself in the finals. Look at that great single leg, switches off to the double leg. Great takedown for Greg Kirkfleet.
But like you said, Jordan, you know, change. When things aren't going how you expect, you make change. Davison made a change, and now he has an opportunity to become national champion. Here's one thing that I have noticed with the Penn State wrestlers. They're very good at riding once they get to the takedown, and Kirkfleet didn't put much effort into that. I was going to say it's very important for Davison to get back to his feet right away and give himself an opportunity to go get a takedown. You cannot get rid of it.
Well, I think Greg conceded that one. You know, that comes with supreme confidence, knowing that you can let this guy up because I'm confident I can push the pace, I can get back to his legs and get another takedown.
Well, he's 2-0 against him, right? He knows that he can beat him. He's beaten him before. But let's see what Coach Barnett, Coach Chirella, Coach Jackson and crew have come up with to try and change the result of this match. We have seen this time and time again in this tournament. Guys that have been on the losing end of matchups find ways to overcome.
And how about Lucas Davison's tournament? Beating Younger Bastida, Wyatt Hendrickson, and finding himself here in a position to take down another giant.
Confidence,
here in Greg Kirkfleet. Great tournament so far for Lucas.
Gaining confidence every single time he steps out on the mat. But those lessons he has to carry into this match. He cannot change what he did to put himself here. He's got to keep attacking like he did in his quarter and semifinal match.
And you can tell that the emphasis has been on footwork, movement patterns. Notice how he's faking Davison. He's staying in and out. Now he's controlling the center. Look at him planted on the NCAA logo. You hear it in the corner. When he starts to move his feet, you can hear the coaches say, stay with that action. But I mean, Kirkfleet, his hands. It's his hands, bro. He's so good with his hands. He's heavy. Big men aren't supposed to move like that, DC.
No, they're not. Oh, that's a big escape right there, though, by Davison. Big escape.
And that will take us to the end of the first period, just about. 6-2 Kirkfleet, who won his first Big Ten title this year.
And here's the beauty of that 3-point takedown now. You know, typically last year, if you had gotten 2 takedowns and given up 2 escapes, you would only be ahead by 2 points. Now he finds himself with a sizable lead, ahead by 4. Absolutely. He's in good position.
Scoring change in the sport this year. Takedown going from 2 points to 3 points, which brought decisions down, lower scoring matches, and increased ones that were higher scoring.
One of the things that you're seeing with the heavyweights, the bigger guys, they're not getting stuck underneath. What Kirkfleet is doing, he's snapping ahead and going to the angle, but he's not getting underneath. He's keeping it to the side, and it's keeping him from being underneath the bigger heavyweights.
Well, that's what Gable did so well when Steveson was the man, right? He was so good at snapping and getting to corners and angles that those guys would struggle with. And as you know, right, imitation, greatest form of flattery. And now you see more and more of the heavyweights wrestling with that type of action. Now Davison's down 6-3. He gets a takedown, he's back in the match. But He's got to get more offense going. It ain't going to be him just kind of waiting and hand fighting. Kirk Philippe's shown that he can move him with his hands, and when he gets to a leg, he's been able to finish.
Davison did what very few have been able to do, is score double-digit points against Wyatt Hendrickson the last 2 years, the NCAA's most dominant wrestler, and knocked him out of the championship bracket and wrestled all the way to the end of the quarterfinals against Younger Bastida, the champion of the Big 12, a takedown as time expired in the third.
Nice penetration, but look at the hips, the heavy hips, the sprawl right into the chest lock.
There
He's got him in good position.
He's catching that. Oh, catch and release that. He goes and catches the ankle, releases the
so
head.
if I'm Kirk Fleet here, he's got to shelf that left leg. He's got to shelf that right leg onto his thigh. He's looking to find some space for his head. He's going to try to exit with that right arm, get around the waist, switch off to a double, cut off and finish. Running his hips to the right.
He's got a hip heist. Davison needed to hip heist if he wanted a chance.
And that's a lot of pressure there. You know, he was working through that methodically, but nice and slow. Davison was the guy in trouble there. So he didn't need to hurry. He just needed to be safe, make sure he worked through the position, and he finished the takedown, 6-point lead.
Love the way Kirk Philippe went from that front chest wrap down to that ankle. Catch the ankle, release the head, go to your score. Take your time. Once he got his body over to the opposite side, there was a very short window for Davison to hip heist. When he didn't, Greg was able to get that takedown, and he's well on his way to winning his first national championship.
You got to feel confident going into the third period, up 9-3, but he's not going to rest here.
Time to shut
He's
it down.
going to look for the escape, and he's going to continue to score. We're talking about setting records here. He's in position to get a major decision.
Yes, he is.
Raise that team point score for Penn State.
Beautiful change over there by Greg Kirk Philippe, changing the angle on Davison, getting to his hips, hip heisting away, and getting back to his feet.
Bonus points would come for Kirk Fleet with a win by more than 7 points. 90 seconds to go, and Davison has been taken down 3 times, escaped 3 times.
And if I'm Davison here, you've got to show some sort of sense of urgency. I know he's stumped. He's stumped. He really doesn't know what he can do here in order to get to some penetration of the legs and get to points, but he's got to throw caution to the wind and just try to create some action.
Davison has always been a guy that has a sweep single to his opponent's left leg, but Kirk Fleet's been doing a good job of keeping that left leg back.
You hear the corner yelling, commit to Davison. Because right now he's giving a lot of fakes. He's got to give a real commitment. But you know, the beauty in this, Jordan, with the 3-point takedown and the 4-point near fall, you're 1 move away always from being back in the match. But you got to throw everything at him. There you go, right there. Nice high cross. Beautiful rundown offense there by Kirk Fleet.
Amazing counter offense by Greg Kirk Fleet. Let's see what he does. We got 25 seconds left. He can extend his lead even further. Maybe looking for a cut here.
Time
Watch
to
this.
shut it down, Jordan.
Hips back.
Run him down.
Runs right to the corner.
Run him down. I
Great
love that.
finish. Textbook technique.
It's time to shut him down, Jordan. I mean, you went in 13-3. You got 25 seconds. Let's go home. Let's take our championship.
First of 6 Nittany Lions on the mat tonight. 4 victories, even without bonus points. Gets them the all-time team scoring record. 10 seconds to go as Davison gets a shot on the edge. They go out of bounds. And a phenomenal 7 minutes here from Greg Kirk Fleet.
It is honestly the most impressive match, singular match, Greg Kirk Fleet's had in this entire tournament. Now, he's wrestled well, but from start to finish, he was in control. And he looks like the heavyweight champion of the world. He looks like the heavyweight champion.
Hey, he's the baddest dude.
He's the baddest dude in college wrestling right now.
This group.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Strong, fierce, technical, savvy, athletic. This guy's got it all.
We just watched the baddest man in the room first. So we're going to crown a lot of champions, but you just got the baddest man walking right now. Greg Kirk Fleet just got it done. Congratulations to Greg, his coaches, and his family. What a match put together by this young man.
And as a senior, you want to go out on top, right? You want to go out on top. We know how difficult this tournament is. He's progressively gotten closer, and he finally crowns himself as the king of the mat here as a champion.
Nothing feels better than this, than making your father proud. Boy, I tell you, it don't matter how old you get, it don't matter how many great things you accomplish. When your dad's proud of you, you turn into a 5-year-old boy again as Kurt Vliet runs over there.
Hey, I don't know. You can still pick up your 5-year-old. That's a big boy to pick up right there.
You ain't picking up that big boy.
Well,
you start lifting, your back gonna go out.
Davison's dad, Keith, was an All-American. Now Greg Kirkfleet, who was runner-up against Mason Paris of Michigan last year. He's on top and is with Quinn.
Congratulations. That's your support group right there. Yeah. Big hugs. What emotions are you dealing with?
Obviously, I'm super happy for myself, which is selfish because that's not why I did it. I did it to glorify God, and I like to think I'm doing a pretty good job of that because I couldn't do this without him.
Your transformation over the last 3 years, your improvement, it's been daily. We can see it with our eyes, and now you're the biggest, baddest guy in this gym. How do you describe that rise?
Persistent, growing, not only as a wrestler, but in my faith. Believing, like, I used to think that, I gotta believe in myself, but I don't have to believe in myself, I have to believe in God. That's the only thing I really need.
Greg, congratulations, great job. The first of 6 Penn State finalists tonight.
And that one comes with bonus points.
You see that Love to Fight tattoo. Jared Lawrence and Brandon Paulson have a great club, Pinnacle, in Minnesota. All their athletes, a lot of guys, All-Americans, have that tattoo. Love to fight, Jordan. That's a message that will take you a long way.
You have to. You have to. Wrestling is just a fight with rules. Greg Kirkfleet came out there ready to fight, and it was easier than he expected. He rolls to a 13-4 major decision, crowned as a national champion for the first time. Look at the love from Cael Sanderson.
We go from heavyweight to 125. Richard Figueroa waited his time behind NCAA finalist Brandon Courtney. Now it's his turn. And the Iowa Hawkeyes, a finalist every year since 1990. At 125, it's Drake Ayala. Who's got next? This is our 6th and final session of the weekend, and attendance phenomenal. This is just what you have come to expect from the NCAA Wrestling Championships. It's part reunion, it's part party, and of course, 10 finalists crowned tonight. Future NCAA wrestling sites here in Kansas City this year. Jordan, I know you love this. Next year, we're going to Philadelphia. Back to the Wells Fargo Center in Philly. And then it's up to the North Coast, the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. They might shorten that to Romo Fijo just to keep some syllables in our back pocket there. In Cleveland, Ohio, it was last there in 2018, and future sites still to be determined. But you know it's going to be a great draw anywhere this tournament goes, especially when there's an Iowa Hawkeye in the finals every year since 1990 when the Brands brothers were in their sophomore season wrestling there in Iowa City. Drake Ayala and Richard Figueroa meet for the first time as college wrestlers.
These two guys have wrestled as scholastic athletes, but it's on a whole new level today, on a bigger playing field. But they're familiar with each other. Let's see who made the necessary changes. But you knew that Richard Figueroa had that ability. He was behind Brandon Courtney at Arizona State, and the moment he got his opportunity, he finds himself in the NCAA finals. And Drake Ayala is just a savage, man. Dude's been good his whole life.
Well, you talked about Figueroa being behind Brandon Courtney. How about being behind Spencer Lee?
Yeah.
If you're Drake Ayala.
Think about these two, right? They could have been two of the best in the country already. But now they get their opportunity, and they're already both in the finals. It's amazing to watch.
Drake Ayala has a nasty slide by with his left hand. He'll put it over the head just like that, or he'll counter it with a low single. So he has a sweep single and an overhand. So Richie Figueroa cannot wrestle on his knees, or he'll be hit with a slide by or that sweep single.
Let me tell you something. Ayala better get to scoring, because if this match is close and it's at a slow pace, that's the match Richard Figueroa loves to wrestle. He's so slick that he wants to take one opportunity to try to go get a score from you late in the matches.
And watch these guys. Look at how they're high when they're far apart, and watch as soon as they enter one another's zone or space, they immediately go to that three-point stance. They're disciplined in their stance because they know they're cat-like out here.
I don't know, man. I never gotten a three-point like that. I wish I did that. I would have looked good, heavy like that. A heavyweight like that.
I don't know. You've never wrestled anyone as fast as this. They got to be disciplined.
I never did it before, but I look at it and I always have dreams of it. Like, man, I wish I got a three-point. Now I do that, my back might go out on me.
Figueroa trying to be the first champion for the Sun Devils since Zahid Valencia back in 2019 in Pittsburgh.
Arizona State has done really well with California kids. Zahid Valencia from St. John Bosco, Richie Fig from Selma.
Well, Figs is hanging out. He hasn't really done a whole lot. Ayala's taking ground. Notice how he's controlling the center of the mat. He's pushing the pace forward. He's looking for a slide by, looking for a sweep single. I could say if Ayala gets a couple more attacks off in a row, we might see Richie Figs get hit for stalling here in the first period.
And Richie Figs needs to move his hands, because if he keeps his hands stationary, that's when a slide by comes in and a sweep single. He's got to move his hands like a steering wheel. Move it left or right like you're turning a car.
It's hard to call someone for stalling when they get to the edge, and Fig is the one that immediately turns himself with his back to the center of the mat. Mat control is so important today in wrestling. As Fig went for the slide by, Rock.
Action center, guys.
Figueroa in California, a three-time state champion. His sister Gracie was a four-time state champion. And for his mom, that's not caffeinated energy. That's nervous wrestling mom energy.
That's wrestling mom energy, nervous, wants her kid to get it done.
I tell you what, guys, my mom was so nervous in my national final 2011. She had to go to the apparel booth and get a new NCAA t-shirt because she had sweat through the one that she had worn to the tournament that day.
My cousin would always tell me at the fights, my mom just would sit there with her head down the whole time, barely ever watch me actually fight. Your whole family goes through this whenever you're going through it.
Here are the optics here. The optics are that Ayala has his back towards the center while Richie Figueroa is on the head, his butt is on the outside. Just that alone, it gets into the referee's head that you're not doing much.
But look at this. Look at this, though, Rock. Every time he circles. He circles. It's a game of cat and mouse, these two. It's going to take one real attack, though. Figueroa will not be able to get this done by just staying on the edge. He's going to have to make an attempt if he wants to get a score.
Well, here's where he needs to take advantage of this position. Once he circles himself back to the center, he gets Ayala on the edge. Now he can make Ayala look bad. So although he hasn't been the aggressor, he can be physical here, maybe get a shot off, try to run him out of bounds, and look good in the eyes of the referees.
Or on top of that, JB, when he circles, just do a half shot, just to keep him honest.
I like how Ayala cuts him off. As Richie Figs tries to circle back to the center, Ayala cuts him off. He's keeping his head in the hand fight, looking for that right hand collar tie.
That's so important. No matter what the score is, no matter what the arena is, cutting your opponent off, not allowing them to get back to space.
Hey, DC, what's an Iowa wrestling fan's favorite word?
Stalling. I caught one crying yesterday. I caught one crying after a Dayton Fix beat the kid in the semi. He's stalling. I said, man, go in the bathroom and wipe your face. Oh, he's stalling. They got you for before, Jordan?
Hey, man.
You could be beating the dude bad. You start backing up, they're going to call stalling.
I'm glad you came to Kansas City to make friends, DC.
I don't worry about making friends. I love the Iowa fans. I love their passion. Oh,
look at this position here.
Nope, he's got two knees.
He's got the Merkle, but he's got the leg inside. He's got
at short time here in the period.
Oh, his toe's still in. His toe's still in. He's got the three here.
There it is. That's the Richie Fig way.
That's huge. That's huge.
With
no time left in the period, he gets the three-point takedown. The refs are talking it over. It looks like they're going to go to they made a decision. Okay, they're going to go to a review.
So what happens here, the officials, good job here. They called the three. The official, Patrick Frank, looked to see if the foot was
three there. That's three there.
But hey, Rock, take a look at this. Watch when Richie Figs, he slides out. He's got the leg shelf. He gets his head and arm free. But watch with his left hand. Now he's going to grab the toe, or not only the toe, but the wrestling shoe of Drake Ayala. Watch, he gets the wrestling shoe. He doesn't even have the foot. He's got the wrestling shoe there.
That's three. You can't grab the shoe like that.
You can't grab the shoe. So if they see that,
What happened there, if they see it, it's pulled beyond, let's say, that's not going to make much of a difference there. But you're right, if they pull it off, the referee could say that. But in that scenario, we were looking at time. Control was definitely set. And when the officials went, they said, we want to just confirm. They looked at each other, and they said, let's look at it. But they did award a 3. They have to see something that says there's no way that there's 3. I feel confident that that is a 3 takedown.
That's 3, Rock.
Agreed.
This one should be a short one.
Rock, does it matter if the 3 takedown call came after the clock hit 0? Can they go back and say, we got that wrong there, it should have been 3, even if we called it too late?
Yes, they could. Proper mechanics is to give the 3 and then wave them out.
Review, the ruling on the mat stands. We have a takedown.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's huge. And look at the green brick come out from the Iowa side. They want to challenge the challenge.
So you're saying, look, you take this back. Okay, we're going to send it to independent
Brand just throws it out there and starts looking at you. Look at Brand.
I'm interested to see what the challenge is.
Can't tell me, I don't understand.
And this will be different, Rock, because previously it was the officials on the mat looking at it.
Correct.
And now this will go to independent review.
Independent reviewer, when they get on the phone call, they're going to go to what's called a bat cave, where you have independent reviewers. They call them and say, hey, this is what it is, and they're going to look to see, and we have a shot here, seeing what they're looking at. They're looking at different angles to see what's being challenged. They'll come together, and then they try to make a decision, hopefully within the first 30 seconds. Then they'll call back and say the call either stands or it's confirmed. If they say it's confirmed, that means it's abundantly obvious that there was a takedown. If they say it stands, that means that they do not have enough evidence to overturn the call on the mat.
There is no takedown.
So fair to say here, this was a loss at the trial level, and we're going to the appellate level here with the independent review.
Well, they might as well use a brick. You might as well.
This is his last guy to tournament.
And Rock,
Right.
one of the things that we've talked about over the last couple of years is in the NCAA, they don't use tenths of a second. Right, if you go to the international scene freestyle, they use tenths of a second here. It may have been less than a second on the clock, but you have a lot of time to play with in those tenths.
So take our word for it. There are people in this room right now. We can't take you in there live, but before action got underway earlier today, this is the setup for that room where that replay goes separate from the officials who made the call on the mat, challenging the takedown on the edge by Arizona State's Richard Figueroa at the end of the period.
So here's my assumption. The officials went to the table and looked to make sure that they had the right time. Now, since they assumed that they had the right time, now Coach Brands is saying, I'm wondering if it was even a takedown in the first place.
Oh, yeah, that's a takedown, Rock. I mean, what are we doing here? I mean, he better be challenging that he grabbed his shoe because, I mean, there's 2 seconds on the clock when he got the takedown.
Well, it's the finals.
It's the finals.
This is Iowa's only finalist.
Yeah, your last guy used that brick. They got
you
another
got a
one?
brick,
I'll
use
throw
it.
another one.
And their only brick.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing this year. The officials before last year, they could only look
there
at...
it is. But he caught the ankle normal before. He caught the ankle normal, right? Why? Go back again. He catches the ankle normal, and then when he feels like he's going to advance himself, then he grabs it, right? Right here, he grabs the foot. Right here, he's holding the ankle. Pause. Look at his hand.
Ankle.
He's not grabbing the shoe.
He's got
now, let it go a little bit more. Now he grabs it and says, this dude ain't getting away from me. Now he's holding
Hey, he's
the
like
shoe.
a dog on the bone.
Yeah, he's like,
Now, what they're doing right now, in the back cave, we'll call it, they can look to see not just a takedown, but in the whole progression, did they see something else that may have happened? For instance, they could say, hey, we saw the shoe grab. Even though we were challenging the takedown, that could be a technical violation. So when you look in the replay, you can look at the whole sequence to see if you see anything else.
How can that be a penalty? How can that be a penalty?
Q, what do you see over there?
He's just grabbing the shoe to try to secure control. He wasn't grabbing the shoe like grasping for
The goal of this procedure is 90 seconds.
guys, listen up real quick. You can hear the ref talking to the
and
other
these
ref.
fans,
grabbing the
He
shoe.
said he wasn't grabbing it initially. He did after. You can hear it.
So there's a layer here that is added complexity to it. And DC, that's a good point. They're probably looking at the shoe.
And so on the initial finish, he was on the ankle. He slid down to the shoe. Maybe the shoe grab may have been after the
Independent review. The ruling on the mat is confirmed. We have a takedown.
That's massive.
That's
to go
massive.
into this third period up 4-0. But here, Ayala still has a chance. He's going to start on bottom. If he can get a quick escape, he's got over a minute and a half to go and get a takedown and possibly tie this match up.
It's gonna be a sprint though. No, I feel like Ayala Jordan is one of those guys that will not wait to the end. He'll be sprinting the whole time. He'll be attempting the whole time.
If Ayala gets out here, he's on the board with 1 and just a takedown away from tying things up. There's the escape.
Oh, he's gonna work now. Watch Ayala work.
Back to neutral, 136.
And just know they will be much more generous with the stallings. If Figueroa starts to get space, they'll be more generous.
And he's going backwards right away. Look at him. He's taking ground. Richie Figgs. Oh!
So at this point,
look at how smart that was. Look at how smart that was by Ayala. He knows that the play is going to be blown dead as soon as he gets his foot off of the edge of the mat. Stuck that foot out in the splits, and immediately the ref blew the whistle.
Now here's the question. Figueroa's backing up again, but he was the guy just on the leg. I don't mind you hitting him here. I don't mind you hitting Fig here.
And you don't.
There it is. Yep.
And with a minute left, that's a lot of time.
A lot of time.
And that was a traditional stall call. That was not backing out.
Yep.
And Richie Figueroa has got to circle or he can be in trouble because he can get another stall and a back out. He can get both, but he's in with a shot.
He takes that attempt. Figueroa takes the attempt. Watch him hang on. He
switches off to the double. He's got to find some space for his head.
The head is still covered, so it's still controlled by Ayala.
If you're Figueroa, though, man, I'm not forcing finish. I'm passing time if I'm Richie Fig.
Look at the flexibility from these guys in this scramble. Ayala's finding his way up.
Height wins.
High head wins. High head wins here.
Oh my goodness.
And he
got it. Wow, 16 seconds left to finish up.
He went and got another one. Figueroa went and got another one.
Well, already this weekend, he upset the #1 seed, Braden Davis. And for the first time since 2011, Arizona State has a champion at 125 pounds.
And if you know Richie Figueroa's story, this was supposed to be. So while it might seem like upsets, if you looked at the bracket and you thought that Richard Figueroa would be the champion, not many people in the know would have questioned you.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy, coming out of high school, we knew that he had the capacity to be something special. He's got swagger. He's got confidence. Look at him dance after a championships.
Yep.
And now he's going over to hug and show some love to his family. Family full of champions.
His mama can put that rosary down now. She was clutching that rosary. She was clutching that rosary, man. She was nervous. Look at Richie Fig keep wrestling. Right here, it's all about the height. Look, the moment he elevates the leg, Ayala goes back to away from him. But look at Mama, Jordan. Mama's one that's been around this sport. Look at the knowledge and the intensity, understanding that her boy was about to be a natty champ. Great job by Richie Fig.
And Quinn is with a dancing.
Richie just wants to dance with Mom. They got to show these. You got to show these. You put her to the test today, but you kept attacking at the end. You didn't stall at the end. You went for the killer. Well, explain what happened there at the end.
Just staying calm, compose, and finish the job and get it done.
What's this group mean? Your support group behind you?
I mean, it means a lot. They sacrificed a lot for me, and by doing this, it's a big blessing, and I hope I made them proud.
This weight class all season was upside down. It was topsy-turvy. You were ranked 1 at one point. At the end of the day, you're the champ. What does that mean?
It means the world to me. Discipline, hard work, sacrifice, all glory to God, baby. Go Sun W, and rest in peace, my best friend that died 2 years ago, Pee Wee, baby. I love you, brother. I hope I made you proud.
You made him proud. Congratulations, Richie.
In 2011, when our colleague Anthony Robles won an NCAA title in Philadelphia, that was against Matt McDonough of Iowa. Here, Richard Figueroa from Arizona State against Drake Ayala of Iowa at 125 pounds. Their first in that weight since 2011, their first overall since 2019. Hard-fought finish, family in it the entire way, and a prayer answered from the Arizona State corner. £133 on the way. Cornell's Vito Arujau looks to repeat as a national champion. He goes up against a staple of the sport, the 7th-year wrestler Dayton Fix from Oklahoma State, a 3-time runner-up in the final matches of their respective college careers. On to our 3rd weight class of the night, Dayton Fix, a 3-time runner-up here at the NCAA Championships against Vito Arujau, an NCAA champion last year. This a highly anticipated matchup for these two guys finishing up their college careers.
Two dudes that have wrestled for world championships, wrestling for an NCAA championship in the finals. Vito Arujau, the world champ last year. Dayton Fix, a world silver medalist. Both about to take the center of the mat. And here comes the Oklahoma jump man, Dayton Fix, to the center. Oh my goodness, Jordan, I get excited.
I love it.
I get nervous when it's good wrestling.
I love it. Well, we talk a lot about the Big Ten Conference and how great it is, but we got a guy from the IWA and the Big 12 here. World silver medalist, world champion,
I like what
NCAA champion, 3-time runner-up. What a great matchup we got here. We're in for a treat.
And we saw Vito just look like Vito all tournament. He didn't look like a guy that could lose in college. He's been putting it on dudes, and he put it on Ryan Crookham in the semis.
Oh, he was on fire last year. NCAA champion, world champion. And this year, I thought he was just having a little bit early season woes. You know, you go through the entire summer wrestling freestyle. He lost to Crookham early in the year. I'm like, okay, we'll chalk that up to a guy who's just been very, very pressed, hardworking throughout the summer. But when he lost to him in the conference finals, I'm like, man, how'd this guy do it again? Last night, it was personal for him.
Yeah, he looked so good as we got some blood. But Vito, just his foot movement, his stance, his actions were so quick and dynamic. He looked like the best wrestler in the world last night. And it was amazing to watch. Right here, you see those. It looked like their heads came together. Yep, the re-attack there by Vito.
Completely incidental.
Yes.
No penalty right there. It's blood time. There's no time to say, but it's a blood timeout. And one of the things that we talk about Vito and his loss to Crookham a couple times, it could have been just stylistically. There's some guys that you just don't stylistically match up well against.
You know what's the best thing about that? Is you see the blood, and in reality, that was just done right by both guys. Dayton Fix matched his head level. Vito Arujau did exactly what he's supposed to do on the re-attack. That's why the best wrestlers, you look at their face, there's a lot of bruising and a lot of being beaten up, because you have to use your face and your head to defend.
Now, JB, that's what you would do. You would just, they match your level, you're going to put your face right through their face.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? When I'm nervous before a match and I feel like, man, I'm having difficulty getting into the match, I have anxiety and expectations are running rampant, I just go shoot as hard as I possibly can. I lower my head, I get it right in their face, and I want to see their reaction. But now I know we're wrestling.
I like that. He's crazy. He's crazy, ain't he? That's why he win all the time. Hey, let's call this an accidental clash of heads. You know, we get in trouble for calling it a headbutt. It's an accidental clash of heads. Okay, that's what we're calling it for the rest of the night.
I didn't know you were such a wordsmith, DC.
Yeah, well, that's what they tell me. I only say things they tell me.
And how about that? Both guys got, you always say, hey, wait till you see the other guy. Both guys got it at the same time. We got a cut eye for Fix, a cut head for Vito.
So let me ask you this, you all are being combat athletes. When you are bleeding, does that get you more amped up?
I mean, well, you're bleeding in the octagon. Generally, you got hit with something really hard. That sucks. Wrestling match, hey, man, that's why you see these guys. They got the tape all around their head, the black eyes, the gable wrap. Love it. I love seeing it.
Here's what's not great about it, Rock. It's a momentum killer. And so if you find yourself deep into a match, your opponent may be getting tired, you're trying to build momentum, and then you have to stop for a minute and a half, it can kill your momentum.
Coach Mike Gray, Cornell coach, doing just doing a great job.
Take two. Here we go.
There. I mean, Jordan, when we were at your academy, and the way you were showing my kids re-attacks, I see Vito, bro. He never comes up whenever somebody fakes at him. Look at him. He stays down every time.
This man is so fast.
And it looks like we might have some blood time for Vito. So he's ready to go. And he spoke yesterday after his match, that major decision win over Lehigh's Ryan Crookham, and said, one, I wasn't going to let him dictate the terms of the match after having lost to him in the conference finals. Two, I have been hurt all year. And that's going to be the case for just about all 20 wrestlers we see here tonight.
Everybody's going through the grind of the season. Now, hey, Dayton Fix is doing something right there that I think would benefit him. You got to grab a guy like Vito Arujau. You can't give him space. You got to crowd the fast guy.
There's a great incentive for Vito to get his scoring going early here, because Dayton Fix, not only in his 3 previous finals matches, but here as well, has wrestled very close. His last 2 have been wins by just a single point.
Well, if I'm Dayton Fix, I want to close the gap. When you're wrestling someone who's athletic, who's extremely quick, you want to get your hands on him, slow him down, control the wrist, control the collar tie.
I literally just said that.
I am taking cues from you, bro.
You're doing exactly what I do. I told y'all, and they're in the back. These boys in the back just saying all the information for air, and I'm just taking it from them.
Hey, here's the thing. Did both of these guys use walkers or canes to get to the stage? Both of these guys graduated in 2017.
Jeez.
7 years later, they find themselves in the NCAA finals. They might be the 2 oldest guys in the tournament.
Child abuse.
One of the things you notice about Vito, when he takes his shots, they're wide shots. He doesn't like to go straight away, while Dayton Fix likes to do a high C to the opponent's left leg, right in the middle, or he'll do an overhand slide by. So he's more straight ahead, while Vito likes to create wide angles and catch ankles.
The slower and the lowest scoring match favors Dayton Fix. If there's a lot of wrestling going on, it would tend to shift towards Vito Arujau.
And here's what we're looking at right now. As we talked about, Rock, another momentum killer. These guys have to continuously stop. And so you usually build momentum as you allow the flow and the rhythm to be gained throughout the entirety of the match. But every time you have to stop, it goes from a 7-minute match to more like 30-second goes. We're wrestling in sprints. We'll see who can take advantage of this. I see a lot more action from Fix than I've seen throughout the remainder of the tournament. I like the way he's wrestling so far.
Dayton Fix, the Big 12 title this year. 5th time that it's happened for him, the first time to do that in Big 12 history. Parker Keckeisen can match that number next year. And Fix in the finals, 2019 lost 4-2 against Nick Suriano, and then in back-to-back years, 21 and 22, lost by a total of 3 points against Roman Bravo Young of Penn State. So he's on the edge of a dangerous piece of wrestling history.
Yeah.
There are only 3 time runners-up. There are 2 of them in NCAA Division I history. Jerry Abbas of Fresno State in the 90s, and Dwayne Goldman of Iowa in the 80s.
That's my boy. He coaches with me.
There are
Abbas.
How about this, DC? 53 wrestlers have been 4-time place winners. You get on the podium. None of them has ever finished in 2nd place 4 times.
You don't want to be that guy.
Hey, that's a record nobody wants.
You know how they play those little things in the middle? You're going to be one of those answers at the top of the screen whenever the session about to start. You want to be one of the good answers.
If they don't stop this blood with Vito, they're probably going to wrap him up.
Physical. Look at the hand fight from the knee. Slide by. Whoa.
Fix had the angle there.
Look, Fix cutting him off, circling to the right. He moves, he shifts, he stays in close, collar tie.
He's staying in close, and every time Vito gives him a fake, his hands go down towards the mat. Now this doesn't favor Fix. When he starts backing up and he's on his heels, Vito's gonna sting him.
Lots of misdirections that you're seeing with Vito. Just moving the hips just to get a reaction. He's like data shots. Building up data to see how is he responding when I move a certain way.
Just downloading information.
I'd like to see a committed attack from someone.
Or they both taking half shots. They both taking these types of shots where they kind of give you an idea, like, I can go. Let me get some information, but nothing committed to the leg.
That's that left side hat. High C.
Yep.
Strong hips.
Yeah, strong hips by
Strong
Fix.
hips. Well, you know what I'm seeing a lot from Vito? That was one of the first shots that he actually decided to go underneath. Typically, he's getting a lot of angles, taking low-risk shots, where in case he misses, he can recover to his feet quickly. That was one of his first committed attacks where he went under Dayton's hips.
Scoreless at the end of the first period, with Fix looking for his first title, Arujau for his second. And there's John Smith, who going into next season will be the longest tenured head coach in Division I. It'll be his 34th year next year. Ahead of the program that has won more team titles than any other in the history of the sport.
Watch a left side tight waist by Vito. There it is.
Challenge brick thrown from the Oklahoma
Hey,
State
Rob,
corner.
that's a locked hands. That's a locked hands, Rob.
Was it?
That's
Was
a
it?
locked
I
hands.
didn't see it.
From my angle, I just saw the back. So
Yeah, we
need to
saw
see
the
the
back.
video.
We need to see it from the front
with
side.
Vito's positioning, he couldn't really see that Dayton was building up from his base, but he still had his hands planted on the mat. He was still locked in a rear standing position while Dayton was going back down. It looked like a locked hands to me.
So Oklahoma State threw the challenge brick. It goes to the command center, and the command center is going to look and believes, as JB said,
Let's take a look at that.
It could be locking hands. So if it is locking hands, it's going to be called a technical violation. 1 point will go
Rob,
to Dayton Fix.
Can it be? But can Dayton have been called for baiting him? Up, down, up, down. They say don't play the game.
If he does that, that would be an unsportsmanlike conduct against him. But it didn't look like he did it repeatedly. Let's take a look.
Oh, that is down. That's down.
We need to see the opposite.
It's the opposite
angle.
side, yeah.
So they're looking, talking, and they're seeing different angles than what we are seeing right now in the command center. But to your point, if it is a technical violation, it'll be 1 point for Dayton Fix, and Dayton Fix will still be underneath. So here's the command center. They're looking.
Oh yeah, it was locked. When he put it down, it looks like it's locked on his far hip. Not here, but right before. It looks like it's locked on the far hip on the opposite side.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Here's the call.
After review, technical violation,
Yep.
locked hands.
There it is. It was on that far hip.
Yeah, John Smith Coleman's got. They had the best view in the house. It was facing their corner, and he grabbed that brick and threw it out without hesitation. It was see it, throw it immediately. They knew it, and they got it right.
You could see it on the far hip a little bit because you saw Vito make a motion to change it whenever they started screaming locked hands.
Good challenge.
Great challenge by the Oklahoma State corner.
And immediately, Vito says, I'm going to do optional start, meaning like I'm going to potentially let him up.
Yeah, he knows he's got to go score takedowns now.
So the lead is 2-0 for Fix.
And if you're Fix, you can't stop wrestling in the manner in which you were wrestling throughout the first period. You still want to stay forward, stay disciplined in your stance, control the ties.
You know what's going to play to Fix's? You know what's going to play to Fix's advantage though? The blood, because he will not be able to wear him down. Because every time he starts bleeding, there's going to be right now, right? There's the blood. Every time he starts bleeding, he'll get a break.
I sense a sense of urgency from Vito.
It has to be. He understands this guy's a world champ. He doesn't just stand around and lose.
And DC, you can be honest now. We've seen how Dayton Fix.
Wow. Wow.
There's a shot. The pressure's really coming up and hard.
Wow, that was a he called it.
It's a little too early for Dayton to shut it down. He's wrestling very defensively now, but he's already got himself one stalling call in the first period. And Vito back to the leg.
On the edge,
Nothing yet. Goes with the roll. Finds himself out of bounds. Wow, smart, savvy wrestling.
That might have been a takedown, boys. He's challenging.
And here comes the brick.
That might be a takedown.
This might be the longest NCAA final in history. We got bricks, we got blood time, we got technical violations.
Oh, he never really controlled. I thought he grabbed that ankle. Beyond reaction, Rock. Right here, Rock. Tell me.
We are in slow motion, so it's hard for us to determine.
Watch here, Rock, when he comes up to the waist. Hands are on the mat here.
But immediately he went to a roll. Right there, he immediately kept the motion. There wasn't a pause or kick out to get in there. So at that point, again, we are watching it in slow motion, and we'll have a jaded view. If we look at slow motion, of course it looks like
I thought he caught that ankle. Now look here.
Soon as he hit that. So here's real time.
Mike, why are they showing that up there?
Soon as he's around, that's continuous motion right there. Continuous motion.
Call confirmed. No takedown.
We saw the continuous motion, and that's why there was no takedown. However, Dayton Fix is on the clock, so to speak, because he has a stall call and a position where Vito had an opportunity to score.
And now look at this time, Rock. He's coming out. He's
got to.
Fix
has got to go forward.
Look at the urgency from Vito, though.
It just feels like Fix is going to give up a stall call in this match. Vito's offense is on point now.
But he's on the edge again. Fix trying to get out.
He's got to bring that back in.
Oh, Fix on the leg now.
Good scramble here.
Good crack down there
And
by
if I'm Fix, we got 20 seconds. I'm taking my time here. I'm trying to find my way back to center. He's got to pull him in. He's got Vito on his butt. This is a big opportunity here. Oh! Wow.
This is high-level wrestling.
Look at the change of direction from Vito.
This is high-level wrestling right here.
DC, you nailed it. This is high-level, elite, world championship type of wrestling.
We're good. We're good. Just a cut. We're good. Caution. Front back.
Caution on Arujah. There is a stall against Fix, and another one would get Arujah on the board.
This is that gentleman's agreement at the end of the second. We're like, we'll settle this in the third.
Hey, one time there was end of a period in a freestyle match. I grabbed the Cuban. He punched me. Right here, it looked like Vito was going to score. He went cradle.
Man, Vito's been doing a great job of staying aggressive. He's been all over Dayton Fix's legs, but not being rewarded on the scoreboard. Not a single point scored yet for Vito, but he's been doing a really good job of getting access
You saw
to
Dayton try to
Dayton's
go
legs.
back to the head there. Vito did a great job of finding some space. Now look at Vito. Throw by. Let's get back to my offense. This is a big moment here.
And watch that. Look at Dayton. He was looking for a break there.
Yeah,
he was looking for a break. Look at him touch his nose, point to the referee. He's like, hey, ref, let me get another one of those 30s.
Yep, I need a little time.
Here's the question. Does the pressure start to get tight with Dayton right now? A little tired. It's third period. I need to win. Do you think he's feeling it at this point?
Absolutely.
And every family will sit on the floor tonight except the Fix family. They said, we got to change something. They're not down here trying to watch him win a championship.
Fix trying to avoid being the first four-time runner-up in NCAA Division I history.
He ran right through him again.
That's action. That's action. That's from the double leg.
Oh, there is
But look at Dayton. Look at Dayton's body language. Look at Dayton's body language.
But now
he's
you got
over here by his coaches.
Now you got big blood from Fix.
Now, what was that? Was that a clash of the heads?
Yeah, and dude, Smith is complaining now that he's headbutting him. Smith complained that he headbutted him.
That was clean. Look, this is a clean double. Look, circles back to the center. Look, he's looking for the shot, lowers his level. He's looking for a double leg there.
Jordan, he headbutted him, Jordan. Jordan, look at this.
Hey.
That is a headbutt, Jordan. But now, that's on Dayton to get the top of his head down and not his face.
That's right. That's right.
DC, what was the word you said that people like to say earlier?
What? Stalling?
That's what the whole crowd is cheering right now.
Look at this, look at this, look at this. Right in his face. Right in the face. Now, hey, if Fix gets the crown of his head down, that hurts Vito more.
What I like is Vito's sense of urgency. What I'm not loving right now from Dayton Fix is the body language. He keeps continuing to go back to his corner. It's blood. He doesn't know how to button his headgear. There's a lot that he's doing to try.
Without another stalling call.
Well, he's going to have to move forward.
The crowd's going. But this crowd and this official is going to call stalling.
If you're Dayton Fix, you got a minute and 45 seconds to change the rest of your life. He's been on the bad side of these decisions 3 times as an NCAA runner-up. He needs to go and make it happen and secure this title for himself here. We'll see what he can do.
Dayton Fix has got to do the old heavyweight wrestling, reaching for the leg and stuff. Fake shots, half shots, knee pounds.
Or get to an attack, get to the leg, secure it, hold on to it.
There it is.
He's in the switch. He likes the scramble positions. He can extend these scrambles.
I told you.
And that's the 3. Wow.
I told you they were going to call that very soon. I told you they were going to call that very soon.
And now the challenge brick thrown from the Oklahoma State corner on the takedown.
But now this is a takedown, regardless. This is a takedown, right, Rob?
This is getting to a point where, to me, it looks like it's a takedown.
Yeah, but can you challenge back to when it happened?
That's what he's doing right now, challenging the takedown. So let's look at it again.
But it ultimately became a takedown.
So, he comes across, nothing, there's a stall call and a point, and he's lacing the ankle. And in that position right there, it's more of a judgment call. That's not by application.
I mean, it looks like a takedown. But Rock, you said in high school this is a takedown, no question.
Yes. But right now, it's a judgment call on the collegiate style.
Yes. That was beautiful though by Vito. And the sad thing about this is Vito Arujah puts together a great takedown, and there's a challenge, and now we're talking about the challenge again.
Now, I believe that there was a stall call against Dayton Fix to make it another point, and then a takedown. So it's a big swing right here.
So regardless of what the outcome of this call is, it looks like Vito is going to come away with some points.
Yes. The stall call was definitely there.
And the breaks look like they're favoring Vito. Every time they come back from a break, he's got aggression, urgency. He's looking for attacks. He's getting to the legs. Dayton Fix, if he wants to win this match, he's going to have to not only possibly get an escape here, but he's going to definitely need a takedown.
DC, you brought up a good point. In high school, when someone's on your leg and you lace the ankle and you're perpendicular like a T, that is a takedown by application. However, in college, you have reaction time, but it's also a judgment call. So while people at home are saying that's absolutely true, in high school it is. In college, there's some wiggle room there.
Last year, the NCAA championships were just a couple miles away from where Dayton Fix grew up, outside Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here in Kansas City, there was just a "Let's go Vito" chant. The tables have certainly turned from one year to the next.
That's happened to Dayton Fix over the course of this whole tournament. He has not been a guy that the crowd has been in the corner. And Rock, honestly, it ultimately was a takedown at the end, but that's why my question to you was, what if it turns into a takedown, even though it wasn't maybe at that moment? What if it turns into a takedown? Nothing changed.
They can look at the whole sequence.
And the whole sequence, it ended in a takedown.
It could be.
So then what's the chance?
So they're adjusting the riding time. I heard him say
1:17.5 seconds.
It's
right, thanks.
So let's see what happens here. Still a stall call.
No takedown.
See what I'm saying?
No takedown.
But how, Rob? That's the question. How? Because at that moment it wasn't, but ultimately Vito did score.
But did they still give the stall? So it looks like they still gave the stall.
Still stall call.
So now does his philosophy change? Does his approach change? Because it looks like he's going to go ahead by a point to make it 3-2.
It'll be 2-2. Correct. It's now 2-2. It's tied up.
But Fix has been hit. Hey, but let me ask you a question. Why don't they put the time back on the clock, Rock, to the moment that he did get to the shot?
They did.
Okay.
And riding time not a factor. Vito, that's an undisputed three.
Undisputed. And you know what that came from? That comes from Fix knowing he had to go.
Yep, there was a sense of urgency there.
He had to do something that he probably would not have done because of the stallings.
One of the things you saw, Dayton Fix went for straight ahead, high C, and got extended. When he got extended, that's when he got bumped.
And maybe that's why he wasn't taking a lot of risks throughout the match, because he knew that Vito's counter offense is extremely quick.
It's so good. Vito's counters are amazing. And now Vito will have more opportunities to score because now Dayton's got to go after him.
The escape makes it a 2-point match in favor of Arujau.
Well, Arujau still, he has to continue to wrestle.
He does, because one takedown went to Fix. But if you look at the way this match is played out, it seems like the more Fix opens up, the more chances Arujau will have to score. His counter scores are amazing.
Watch the slide by. Ooh, he ran through it.
The aggressor is the winner on the edge.
The ref saying wave it off.
Yeah, that one wasn't a takedown.
I agree. Good wave off.
Oh, look at Vito. Vito's yelling at the ref.
I agree.
Vito's yelling. His dad, an Olympic medalist, is yelling at the officials, and they may take the opportunity here to go to the monitor. Mike Gray, the Cornell head coach, is livid as he has been for the last 6 minutes, 45 seconds.
Vito's wrestling with a lot of emotion right now. He's got to calm himself down. Arujau's winning, but Rock, beyond reaction.
I think we all agree that that wasn't a takedown. It's a good wave off.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it, right? The side ref immediately said, wave it off.
So that's the first takedown. He just got extended.
Oh, man. Wait.
That's the first one.
And look at this textbook re-attack double here. Watch, Dayton goes for the attack. He goes down block with his head.
We're
turns him
showing
back
the wrong
to the corner.
takedown right now, guys. We should be showing that one here where it looks like a takedown. Look at Vito's dad. He's the man. Look at this guy. I love this guy.
Watch this. Textbook. Sits him. He never secured the far foot.
That's not a takedown.
Never secured the far foot. Right back to the splits. He wasn't down. So when you can't see it from the outside, when you're in it, you always believe it's a takedown. So you can see the visual frustration on Vito's face. He believes it was a takedown, but even if it wasn't, he knows there's still time on the clock. He's got to get back to a space mentally where he's rather ready to go get one or ready to defend. But you know in this last 15 seconds, Dayton's going to throw all he has at him.
But he has to. He has to.
So, Rock, if there's no takedown here, Rock Harrison, our rules analyst, former NCAA official, if it's ruled that there was no takedown on the edge, what does the clock look like?
It'll keep going. It'll just say it was a continuation of the action.
We are 21 minutes into this match.
JB, you said earlier, this might be the longest match in the NCAA history.
Man, they stopped this thing so many times.
Hey, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm here for it. We got 2 world finalists out there. Let's wrestle, man.
Counter offense, runs him down, looks for the double leg, can't secure that far foot. He goes right to the splits. The ref had been holding on to those 3s for so long, he wanted to get that one quickly.
So no takedown, 15 seconds to go for a title at 133.
Watch the slide by.
Vito just has to back up. He doesn't have no stalls. He has nothing. It doesn't matter. He's got to just take his time.
And Vito Arujau is the national champion here in Kansas City.
And you gotta love it. You gotta respect this man. He had some early season woes. He lost twice to Brian Crookham. He was a world champion this year and not even a conference champion.
Yeah,
but he finds himself on top of the world as he bows to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for Dayton Fix, man, to finish with a record that no one wants.
But here's the deal, right? The guy that scored the takedown won the match, and that is how it should be.
Yeah, that's right.
Dayton was never able to offensively score a takedown. He got the escapes and he got the locked hands. Arujau, when he needed to score, he scored a takedown, and he earns himself another national championship.
Or if you're a casual fan and you watch that match, or regardless of how many points were on the board, it looked like Vito was the aggressor most of the match.
And Vito's dad, 2-time freestyle world champ and Olympic bronze medalist in 1992. The celebration is on for the native of Syosset, New York. And Vito Arujau with Quinn.
Vugar and Zana, your parents were here again.
Yeah.
That was a crazy match. That was a 22-minute match.
Well, whole family was fun.
How would you best describe the circus that was that match?
You know, it was just, I'm not quite sure how to put it. Felt like I wasn't supposed to win that. They were really trying not to let me win that. And I really didn't care. I wanted to win it, so I did.
Your year wasn't as smooth maybe as some anticipated. You dealt with some severe injuries, but when you showed up here in KC, you were the true Vito.
I don't know if I'm the true Vito yet. I think I did a lot of work, and that was a lot of through the help of Cornell Wrestling and the support systems that we have there in our alumni program and everything. Really allowed me to compete here today. You know, I'm not sure I'm necessarily 100%, but I showed up and I put my everything on that mat, and I'm happy to walk away a 2-time national champion.
You got 2. Way to go, Vito.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And the Cornell record books will now show 6 wrestlers who have won multiple titles. Vito Arujau among those, with 1 in 2023 and 1 here in 2024. Someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. And unfortunately for Dayton Fix, his career ends as a 4-time runner-up, the only one in the history of Division I wrestling.
Yeah, excited for Vito though, man. It was cool because in that interview he said they didn't want me to win, but I decided that I want to. He really made a decision in that match. He channeled his frustration and took it out on the match, scored more points,
22 minutes.
and won.
22 minutes. Great win by Vito Arujau. He's a champ, man, and the champion always shows in the biggest moments. Hats off to Dayton Fix for a great career also.
That's great.
And bro, the crowd's booing this kid. Great kid, Dayton Fix, but great job to the champion, Vito Arujau.
Rematch of the Big Ten Finals. Bo Bartlett has only lost once this year, and that's to his opponent, the Big Ten champion, Jesse Mendez from Ohio State, looking to give the Buckeyes their first title since 2018. Here is on the T-Mobile Center, Mike Cousins, Daniel Cormier, Jordan Burroughs with Quinn Kesnick, Matt Side, and our rules analyst, former NCAA official Rock Harrison. Glad to have you with us. 1 versus 2 at 141 pounds. Jesse Mendez from Ohio State, the Big Ten champion, over Bo Bartlett 4-1 a couple of weeks ago in College Park, Maryland.
You saw the difference in their warm-ups. You see Jesse Mendez very pumped up, moving around, and it looks like Bartlett was kind of just smiling.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Man, what I love about this matchup is Jesse Mendez, he's gonna keep it interesting because he moves his feet. He's dynamic with his offense. He has heavy hands, but so is Bo Bartlett. Look at the taps on the head. He's got good pressure, and he's got good movement.
Look at that, Rock. You were talking about wheeling him. Mendez just grabbed that inside tie, went to the head, wheeled him down to the mat, knocked Bartlett off balance. just a high-level kid. And that's exactly what Jesse Mendez is, a kid.
But you can
young
tell,
and just like, you know what? I don't care how good you're supposed to be. I'm just better.
You can tell there's mutual respect here, though, because both of these guys, they typically go out and get their hands on their opponents right away. They're going to spend this first minute or so trying to feel one another out.
I always look at guys like Jesse Mendez and some of the other really talented freshmen and think to myself, last year, right, when these true freshmen are that amazing, Nazir Bailey and all those guys, last year they were wrestling some high school gym against some random kid in a dual meet. Some little dude had to go out there against Nazir Bailey and Jesse Mendez in a dual meet like a short time ago. It's crazy.
And that's tough. That's tough. I remember my very first NCAA tournament that I went to watch was in 2006. It was in Oklahoma City. I watched Dustin Slater win an NCAA championship at 149 pounds. Fast forward 12 months later, I was wrestling him in the first round of the NCAA tournament. I'm like, I don't belong here. I cannot beat this guy. I was a skinny kid from South Jersey last year.
North Township. Aren't you from like North Township?
Winslow Township. Shout out to Siglerville.
Winslow Township. Shout out. Let's go, Winslow. Stand up.
You can see the physical development with Mendez from last year's freshman year to where he is now, moving up at 141. And
inside.
Right.
He looks good, Rock. You're right. He's developing.
Yep. You know what Mendez also does there? When he goes to that inside tie and he goes to that cross pick, once he secures the leg, then he releases the head and he'll bring two hands to that leg. Bartlett did a great job of taking it back from him there.
And so many times we see it, Rock, where guys go up, they feel better, they get stronger. Bonus rate for Mendez last year, 35%. This year, just around 75% after he was a freshman All-American.
Yep, young team by Tom Ryan. And, you know, we spoke about this a little earlier in the tournament. In a world where so many people are moving around, Tom Ryan said, I'm staying with my guys. My guys are going to stay and be loyal to me, and those guys are doing a really good job in developing really high-level talent.
I think everybody anticipated it to be a 0-0 first period, like you said, JB.
Defers, red. Red's down.
Yeah, these guys, there's a mutual respect. They respect one another. They just wrestled less than 2 weeks ago in the finals of the Big Ten Championships. And so you know they've been spending a lot of time doing research, being meticulous about their prep, watching video, and trying to break down technique to see who can make. This is going to be a war of attrition here, Rock.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the first person to make a mistake here.
One takedown is, when it's this close between these athletes, a lot of times it comes down to one takedown. You might see more, but the one takedown starts the action. And then it forces the opponent to open up more, and when they open up, that's when you start to see more scores go up on the board.
Well, it's not about just securing the win. It's about the manner in which you win. I've won some big tournaments, but sometimes afterwards, if I didn't give my best effort on the mat, I was like, man.
You felt bad about winning, Jordan?
Felt bad, bro. Because I felt like I had more to give. I wanted to put on a show and not just get my hand raised. There's a big difference between being the best wrestler out there on the mat and just getting your hand raised.
Okay. Generally, when you win, you feel like you're the best one.
All right, Kendrick Lamar, he said it best. There's a difference between accomplishment and astonishment. You want to astonish the crowd. You want to get them on their feet, get them excited, take risks, be courageous, be brave out there.
One of the things you notice about Bo Bartlett is that when he goes out of bounds, if he's taken down top or bottom, he tries to be the first person back to the middle.
Let's see if you make that same observation at 184 tonight, Rock.
Boy, we got to get rocking his best friend.
Hey, you know what I haven't heard tonight from DC yet? Pound for pound. We haven't heard him say pound for pound yet. Is there not yet?
I'm waiting for my boy to come out here.
Okay.
Aaron Brooks.
Bo Bartlett for Penn State, the second of their 6 finalists tonight as they try and set a new record to have 6 NCAA champions. They've accomplished 5 twice before, most recently 2 years ago when the championships were in Detroit.
Oh, nice shot there. Nice shot there by Bartlett. Oh, Mendez with a great, look at Mendez. He's gonna hang on to that leg. He's trying to straighten it out here. When Bartlett starts to advance, he's gonna try to pass it over his head again.
Bartlett's got to do, he's got to try to get this
knee forward.
There we go, wrestling over top of his foot. Mendez is looking.
Mendez is now in the position where he's going to start looking to score.
Not enough time to score 3 at the end of the second period.
When the action happens, it's exciting. It's exciting. Hopefully we see more of that in the third.
one thing Mendez has improved upon is his top wrestling. He's more of a complete wrestler now and has no problem attempting to keep a person down.
And what he does well is he goes head lever to his arm bar. He's typically has his opponents with their arms on their backs. He does a really good job. Look at him looking for the arm bar, prying, pushing the elbow forward, wrestling hard with his hips. Arm, head lever, drives that forehead into the tricep and looks to secure the arm bar.
And he's moving from side to side. He's not just staying one side. When moving from side to side, it keeps the bottom wrestler off balance. You might try to hip heist one way, but if the guy's moving, you're going to just get lured into something else.
Oh, everyone's thinking about that Splato again. They're thinking about that Splato again. They saw a leg in. What a great job by Bo Bartlett there.
They trying to do it again.
Hey, he said, you ain't Splatoing me, dog.
You end up on TV. Just like my guy. Man, I saw that picture so many times. My pastor sent me the picture. He's like, man, you ever been putting this? I was like, no.
He rebuked that photo.
He said, dude, has that ever happened to you? I said, absolutely not.
1 minute.
And so, like we called it, it's going to be a takedown match. Someone's going to have to take advantage of the situation, live up to the moment in the billing, and go get one.
This is playing out similar to that Big Ten championship a couple weeks ago when it was a flurry towards the end of the third period that was come on top by Mendez.
Final score on that one, 4-1.
40 seconds.
40 seconds left.
Here we go.
Ready?
Mendez's hands are very heavy. He does a great job of pulling Bartlett towards the mat.
We're 7 minutes in. We still haven't seen a committed attack from
Bartlett
Mendez.
got no. Oh, Bartlett gets to the double here.
Bartlett's in deep.
Mendez got to hit a roll or something. Bo's got it.
If he can finish this takedown, he's going to secure a great roll.
Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Bartlett's going to score. Oh, sorry. Mendez is going to score here. Oh, he's got the 3.
He's got it.
Oh my goodness!
Mendez.
Jesse Mendez.
0 committed shots and finds his way out on top.
On
what do we got? We got a brick here.
On the brink of death, he hits the roll, comes out on top and wins.
There was the brick, though.
Oh my goodness! But what's the brick for, Rock?
The takedown for Bartlett.
That's the YOLO brick, or is he looking for?
They're looking for the brick. Penn State threw a brick, meaning that they believe that at some point Bartlett had the takedown. So let's look at it.
And if that's the case, it would only be a 2-point reversal. Bartlett wins the match.
Nice, good penetration, head out the back.
Rock. I mean, Rock, it had to have been in there, right? It had to have been in that moment.
At that moment, last year, a hand touch would have said, yes, that is a takedown. He was secured behind him.
Not anymore, though, right?
There's no more. It was continuous wrestling.
Rock, you know what a game changer has been is the danger rule. The exposing danger rule. Because watch here. Watch here. He goes to lift. He can't get him down. Watch, he's going to go Granby roll Mendez here. Once he gets to this position, look, he's looking to hook the leg. Bo's got a position where he can continue to wrestle, but he hears the count, so he's got to find a way back to his belly, and then Mendez is able to switch off.
So, Rock, you believe the outcome will be what?
That will be no
takedown.
Yeah, no takedown by
Mendez. No takedown. Takedown Mendez. Mendez taking home a title.
Here's
Tom Ryan celebrating.
Hey, they're celebrating already.
Yeah, it's a wrap, man. You're sitting there just hoping if you're Penn State. No takedown.
After further review, the call of the match confirmed.
Yeah.
No takedown. You have 3 rounds.
That's it. 1 second.
1 second left.
And Bo Bartlett did everything right. You feel bad for him a little bit, man. You kind of feel bad for him. He went to a great attack.
So for Jesse Mendez, it's 1 takedown in Kansas City. And the Buckeyes have their first national champion since 2018.
I like this kid. I like this kid, Mendez. When you look at the NCAA qualifiers by state, number 1, Pennsylvania and PSU. Number 2 is Ohio. He's an Ohio kid. He's making himself look really good. He's doing a really great job.
I mean, yeah, what a big win for Mendez. Just kept wrestling. He was beat dead to right, JB. He was beat. He said, let me find the hands. Let me find the edge of the mat. I'm going to try to roll. If I cannot roll, maybe I'll find my way out of bounds.
Margin is crazy thin. Crazy thin. Beautiful, beautiful.
Q is going to work his way into the Buckeye Bonanza over there after the title for Jesse Mendez.
What I love about this is
a little. You look emotional. That hug with your mom?
What was that?
Is that hug with your mom?
Yeah, I mean, these are my biggest supporters. They've sacrificed so much for me. And I mean, you can see just from them how big of supporters they are of me.
You just pulled a Houdini act there. He had you pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you were so close. In that moment, it just got to be, did he say, uh-oh, I got to roll?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those spots where you got to go. There's no stopping in wrestling. There's no being like, oh shit, I'm about to lose the national finals. You keep wrestling and you go get it.
And as you're rolling, then what went through your head?
Score. End the match right now. Don't let it go to overtime.
And then you're on top. And then you're thinking what?
Get the right out. Celebrate with my fans.
Go celebrate with your fans. Nice job. Big belief, big confidence for a young guy.
The sophomore from Crown Point, Indiana, wears one here inside the T-Mobile Center. And a big hug from his head coach, Tom Ryan.
I love it. I love to see it. You know, the beautiful thing about seeing the head coach with the families is when you send your son to a university, you promise that you're going to bring my kid home a champion. You're going to make him a man and you're going to make him a champion. So to see the love between the coaches and the families, that's a beautiful thing as he walks out of the arena.
And that builds loyalty, man. Tom Ryan knows what he's doing, right? Because you get guys like this, and I'm telling you, I would go start trying to take him. But he ain't going to really listen to you when he feels like he's a part of a family.
Hey, you don't leave Ohio State. You don't leave Ohio State. It's a great program. They've had a lot of champions there. Amazing.
And now he's the Jesse Mendez at Ohio State. 149, it's Austin Gomez, his 7th year, his 3rd school, and his first trip to the finals. Caleb Henson can make history and be only the 2nd Hokie to win a national championship. It's 149 on deck. The Hokie, Caleb Henson, who came out to what other song? Enter Sandman, trying to turn this place into a Rocket Castle Coliseum West, going up against Austin Gomez of Michigan. You've got a sophomore from outside of Atlanta. Gomez, his 7th year, his 3rd school, from suburban Chicago for an NCAA title after some really electric matches to start off our night.
Austin Gomez, look, Caleb Henson can't do that. Caleb Henson can't open up too much. Gomez's counter offense is next level.
And he looks relaxed.
Dude, I saw him in the back. I talked to Austin. I said, Austin, you ready to go? He goes, yep. He goes, I'm going to go get my scores. He gives me chances. I'm going to get them. Coached by Sean Barnett, Mike Trella, Kevin Jackson, a great counter offense type of coach. Those guys are really excited about Austin Gomez and his prospect to become a national champ. I mean, already qualified for the Olympic Games. But Caleb Henson from Georgia wants to be the man. And if you know Caleb, you know he will wrestle the entirety of this 7-minute match. Rock, you know him best, being an ACC guy.
You're right on right there, and he goes right to it, and we get some spikes there. Hey, that's what you call being teed up.
Yep.
Oh, we got 2. 3 and 2. Wow, a 5-point sequence for Caleb Henson.
Sequence for Henson.
You're right there. He
Look at that counter offense. Got the body lock, holds on to it, keeps his toes in bounds. Great job.
Great counter score there by Caleb Henson. Recognizing he had a chance. Oh, he took it to his back. Caleb Henson is shining. Oh, he sucked him off.
He's looking for the
Henson.
He's got
He's got to settle in.
And Gomez twists out, but 4 more for Henson, who's up by 7.
This boy Caleb Henson came to wrestle.
Man, with the new back point rules and the new takedown rules, you can put points up in a hurry. 2 sequences, he's got 10 points.
He went from down 3-0 to up 10-3 in a matter of about 35, 40 seconds.
And you know what? This is kind of like an Austin Gomez match, though. He likes to put up points.
Yes, it is.
So let's not be surprised if Austin Gomez comes back and starts tossing people.
And sometimes Austin's not the first guy to put up points.
Yes.
You know, I watched him at the Pan Am Olympic qualifier a few weeks ago. He was down big to Nick Lee.
Yes,
but
that's
he just continued to battle back, take points off the board, look for his big scores. Let's see if he can do that again here today with Henson.
Got to win 5 for a title, and in his last 2 wins, Gomez has put up 23 points. Oh, it's trouble again!
Well,
Gomez has gotten desperate. He's getting desperate.
Too soon.
Don't need to be desperate that early.
If you're Austin Gomez, just go get 1 takedown at a time. Just continue to chip away at the lead. It's still the first period.
And here's the thing, Caleb Hansen is not going to stop. He's going to keep coming. And what they said about him, Coach Roby said he has the best IQ of making in-match adjustments. He doesn't have to make too many adjustments right now.
Well, he doesn't fall for the gimmicks. You know, Austin Gomez is going to try to throw some crazy stuff at him, but he's just going to stay steady. He's got a huge lead now. Let's see if he can build on it.
And on that last takedown, that was Austin Gomez just really forcing an action that he didn't need to force at the time.
Especially against someone who's smart and strong.
Henson looks phenomenal, man.
And he doesn't get tired. You're down 9 points. How do you come back against a guy who does not fatigue?
And there's Mekhi Lewis watching on, the only other national champion the Hokies have ever had.
Watch this slip back.
That was nice, man. You just don't see that often anymore at this level.
Look, he was hooked on that lat. He went to cover over top of the head, lost him, but still secured his 4 points. Goes for the submit mixer. He didn't need it.
No,
he didn't need it. There was still 40 seconds left in the first when he went for that. But look at him. He's pushing the pace. He's staying forward.
Oh, he's got to go to work now. If you're Gomez, you got to go to work.
He's not done.
But, I mean, you're talking about a guy in Caleb Henson who's wrestling Jared Frayer daily. Coach Roby's in the room with them. You know, sometimes you see kids go to a place with a specific coach that you know that coach can get in there with them and wrestle with them. If you don't think that he's seen dynamic movement and unconventional offense wrestling Jared Frayer, you don't know wrestling. Jared Frayer was a guy that could put you on your back from anywhere.
Caleb Hansen is looking so good right now. Under control, staying, stalking, staying out of bad situations. This is impressive so far.
Good fakes, good motion. Nice strong collar tie. Notice how when he gets to the lefty collar tie, he's always looking to dig underhook with that right hand. Controlling the ties and staying centered. Great.
There it is. That's what, now if you're Gomez, this is what you got to score here. You get one. You go one at a time. It's 3-point takedowns, man. You get enough of those 3-point takedowns that you can start to make him panic. He may give you something bigger. That's 3. There you go.
And notice how the referee waits momentarily in order to call that takedown finish. He's like, listen, we've seen enough Dayton Fix and Vito situations. I'm not calling this until I know he's got that thing secure.
I'm not going to be the one who refs a 25-minute match.
Yeah.
15-7 Henson as he inchwormed his way to his feet. Going against Austin Gomez, who's only 2 losses this year. The #1 seed, Ridge Lovett, who lost to Henson in the semis last night.
And so, JB, you made a good point here. He doesn't have to do a lot. He has to take these little steps, these little singles, just to get to a point. He doesn't have to go big because of the 3-point takedown.
That's it. Chip away at the lead. Chip away at the lead. He's still down big, but maybe as now we go into the third period, he might need something a little bit bigger. If you're going to go and exchange 3 for 1, you're only really securing 2 points at a time. It could take him some time to close an 8-point lead.
Gomez, and in that situation, you need the 1-point escape. You got to have it. He chose neutral, so he may think there's something big out there for him.
Well, he didn't want to go underneath. We saw in the semifinals that Ridge Lovett didn't want to go underneath Caleb Hansen. Caleb Hansen is pretty proficient from top. He can't be extended like that.
Yeah. Yep. You reach far across that body, Gomez is going to look to throw you.
I mean, a minute and a half, and Caleb Hansen scored about 13 points. It's so fun watching wrestling now because of your ability to just throw points on the board.
And this is where Henson wants to be. He's controlling the front headlock position. He's moving side to side, but notice how he's keeping his body inside of the cylinder. He's milking that clock.
Tick, tick. Yep, every second that goes off that clock is a win for Caleb Henson. His shutdown defense is nice, man. He matches the level good, knee sprawling.
And he goes right to an underhook. Snap, running corner, angles, both sides, pressure forward. Watch, he'll go collar, dig underhook. Collar, dig underhook, controlling the tide.
Offense, gentlemen.
At this point, this is when Gomez got to try something.
Now he's got to start getting a little desperate. Now would be the time where you got to grab a hold of something and go. right? You got to just get
he's not really giving him an opportunity.
No, he isn't.
He's staying on the edge. He's cut the mat off into a small. Whoa! Look, all Henson has to do is pull his fingers.
Yeah, he has to pull his fingers.
He had literally his fingernails on the mat, and wrestling was continuing.
That was smart right there. Keeping the fingers in the mat and just waiting.
Okay, now here, this is Gomez. He's got something. Nope.
Wow. This kid is good.
He's good.
This kid is good.
Well, Mekhi Lewis is going to have company. They better get Main Street in Blacksburg ready for a parade because Caleb Henson is coming back with a trophy.
Man, phenomenal job. But after beating Ridge Lovett in the semifinal, you got to think, hey, that was the biggest target of the weekend for him. After doing that, he was operating with supreme confidence. He comes out, scores 10 points in the first period, puts himself on cruise control throughout the remainder of the match, and gets it done. Phenomenal job, Caleb Henson, going over to see his family. Hey, DC, have you ever been so happy after a win that you cried?
And I cry when I win or lose. It ain't hard to make me cry. If I'm Caleb Henson, I'm crying right now. But he ain't crying, he's celebrating.
He's flexing.
And you hear that Into the Sandman. Virginia Tech football. That entrance is one of the most special moments you can see in sports. And Caleb Henson is taking that tradition with him. And look at his mom. Years and years that these families put into this. It's not just Caleb. It's Jordan, you spoke about this. Her driving him to tournaments, taking him to practices, making sure Caleb had everything he could to become champion. Look at his team. I love that.
The whole squad.
Family. Family. I'm about to cry right now.
Please don't. Hey, I tell you what, though, man, this celebration right here, he just became a leader of this team. As you said, the last champion they had was Mekhi Lewis. He's leaving. He's graduating. So now you need someone in the room who can carry the torch.
Q. That was great. That was great. All you guys.
Those are my boys. Those are my brothers. They live to die. Those are my fucking guys. Sorry.
How did you spin this match? You were down, what, 3? He took you down first.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, boom. You put 15 points on the board. How'd you do that?
It's a wrestling match, you know? 7 minutes of war, and I was coming out there for 7. I like to come out hot. He likes to come out hot. He got one early, made adjustments, and that's what the scoreboard said.
Your teammate, Mekhi Lewis, has won a national title. In your conversations with him, how did he prepare you for this moment?
I mean, nothing crazy. He just said, welcome to the club. When I made the finals, that was about it. But he's a leader by example. We're getting to watch what he does. It's extraordinary, and to be able to copy it, follow in his steps, I'm just grateful.
Your coaches told us you got a super high IQ. You're able to make adjustments on the fly. What was the key adjustment you made after that first 30 seconds?
Just keep believing in God. I just let my abilities flow. I worked so hard to just go out there and put on a show for the fans, and just let my work show for itself, not thinking too much and just leaving it all up to him.
Congratulations, Caleb. Enter Sandman.
He got the T-Mobile Center shaking in that corner like the end zones of Lane Stadium. And at least for a day, he'll be the new king of Cartersville, Georgia.
Man, what an awesome performance. I tell you what, after I've won big championships, I didn't even want to go to sleep that night. Because I knew when I went to sleep, it was over. I wanted to celebrate as long as I could. Great job, Caleb Henson.
Just the 4th Hokie ever to make it to the NCAA Finals, and now the 2nd to emerge a champion. Plenty more to come here from Kansas City. Our intermission, and we'll take a look at the back count. So 157 pounds, Levi Haynes, number 1. He lost in the finals to Austin O'Connor of North Carolina last year. Their last champ at this weight, Jason Nolt, 3 straight years, 2017 to 2019. And earlier tonight, we saw Richie Figueroa get a win at 125. Ja'Cory Teamer can make it 2 champions for Arizona State. Last time they did that was 2011.
Wearing the red, from Arizona State, Ja'Cory Teamer.
I kick it like a knife, work like I get this hand.
Wrestlers get to choose their walkout music. It can't go overlooked that the two guys from New York, Vito Arujau and here Ja'Cory Teemer, both picked different Biggie songs. So we mentioned when Richard Figueroa won at 125 that the last time that they had a champ at 125, Anthony Robles, 2011, beat a wrestler from Iowa. Figueroa beat Drake Ayala of Iowa. Bubba Jenkins in 2011 wrestled David Taylor of Penn State, came away the champion that year, and here Ja'Cory Teemer against Levi Haynes, also of Penn State. See if the Sun Devils can make it 2 for 2 as we see the third of 6 Nittany Lions on the mat tonight.
After Bubba Jenkins had left Penn State, so that one must have been sweet to Bubba to beat David Taylor, who ultimately became Olympic champ, world champion. Just missed the all everything.
One of the things you'll notice about Ja'Cory Teemer is that his stance is a little unorthodox. So stand up a little more. And you may say, hey, he needs to have a better stance. It works for him. You need to find a stance and a style that works for you. It doesn't have to be traditional. It just needs to be effective.
Ja'Cory Teemer gives, like you know, we were talking in the back, a little bit explosive, goes from 0 to 100, Sean Bunch type of style, the old guy from Edinburgh, one of my buddies. Bunch speed, they used to call it.
Bunch speed.
Bunch
yeah.
speed.
Ja'Cory
has that, yep.
He's got a very unorthodox style. He's not afraid to let guys in on his legs and let it fly, throw caution to the wind. What I love about Teemer is I remember that Conti semi a few years ago between Teemer and Peyton Robb in Nebraska, and how those guys were both exhausted, laying on their backs after the match. That's what he's capable of. Let's see if he can throw caution to the wind again tonight.
But look at Levi Haynes, right? 2 years in college, 2 NCAA finals, didn't get a red shirt, and just continuously improving.
Well, that's why they put that word true before the word sophomore. He's done a phenomenal job. Inserted into the lineup last year, find himself in the national final against Austin O'Connor. He's back and he's operating with a lot more confidence today.
Of all the stars, of all the stars that you see in Penn State, no one talks about this star enough. They don't say enough about it. They talk about Starachi, Brooks, Kirkfleet, but this Levi Haynes, he is that good.
Well, he's on pace to be a 4-time finalist, Rod. And he does a really good job. He's poised. Look at how he did against a guy who throws craziness at you last night in Bryce Andonian. Found himself in overtime, stayed disciplined, finished with the fall, and now he's back with someone else who can throw craziness, but look at him, control the center, controlling the wrist.
He has not loved that NCAA logo. That whole time, he's got his back to the NCAA logo. When Ja'Cory tries to circle back center, he just cuts him off, hedges him, doesn't follow him. If you follow him, you find yourself going in a circle. He just kind of meets him, heads him off, going to where Ja'Cory's going opposed to following him behind him.
Well, it looks like Ja'Cory's trying to bait him into an attack, right? He's standing on the outside of the circle. He's like, listen, I dare you to shoot. Get extended and put yourself in a position where I could possibly counter you.
Well, this slow pace, Ja'Cory Teemer lives here. It doesn't matter. And that's one of the knocks on Ja'Cory Teemer has been that he will wrestle the #1 guy in the country to a point. He'll also wrestle the #20 guy to a point. But he's so comfortable in that match that when he has to operate in it, he can get it done.
Well, here's the problem. Levi Haynes hasn't made him look bad because he hasn't taken any risks himself. So you can tell that he's being disciplined because he's cautious and hesitant to get countered.
Team trophies are locked up. The top 3 get one. Penn State locked it up last night. Cornell and Michigan, your top 3. And the scoring record of 170 points, the highest mark ever, still very much within reach for the Nittany Lions with 3 to go after this. Every win is worth 4 points, including if there are any bonus points on top of that.
And Greg Kirkfleet had a major, so they got one done with a major.
Bo Bartlett fell.
Bo Bartlett fell. One more. They've got one match for error. Everything else has to go their way.
You see that Levi Haynes is being coached well to be very careful, because if you shoot in on Ja'Cory Teemer's legs, he'll sit the corner and slide a cradle in on you. Both guys are just a little too patient here. We need some action.
Yeah, we need some action. I mean, I know what's happening. I know how hard it is.
Hey, Rock, you remember back in the day we had the good old double stalling, right? Neither of these guys are doing enough. Give them both
they got Ja'Cory. They just got Ja'Cory for stalling.
But here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether wrestling is occurring. Levi hasn't taken enough risk or attempts to warrant giving him a stall call.
You got to call somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta make somebody start to wrestle.
In freestyle, we call that passivity, right? We're going to go to a position where we put someone on the clock where you have to make an attempt and try to really score.
Let's call it like it is. This match is very exciting.
Well, it's just hard to come to this after some of the matches we've seen. The last match, there was 20 points scored between Gomez and Caleb Henson. Yeah,
who's now the first Division I champion ever from the state of Georgia.
But you saw those two little super ductive hips there. That's essentially what Levi Haynes did too, right? Got a stall call, but I think it's ultimately coming down to mat control. Optics.
The Sun Devils are the masters of the chess game. You saw Richie Figueroa at 125 pounds play the edge, understand when to take his shots, pick his points, and now Teamer's doing the same thing here at 157.
But look at the optics, right? He's controlling the center. But now you can see Teamer doesn't want to go down. Yeah, Levi Haynes is good on top. He does not want to go down. And ultimately, it still comes down to one takedown.
Well, he's forced himself to get some action now. So he knows that he has to have a sense of urgency. Let's see if he waits till late to go and shoot, or if he tries to go get one right away.
Because JB, here's the deal, right? You get away, it's 1-1. It's still going to take a takedown. But if you choose neutral, you just have more time to try to go chase that takedown. If you're Ja'Cory Teamer.
If I'm in the corner, these guys would drive me crazy. Take a risk.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice job by Haynes. My goodness, what an attack by Haynes.
Very good. He's a high percentage finisher once he gets to the leg. Notice he gets to the high C. He builds up. He switches off to the double, but he locks his chest and head up. Good, strong, solid hips and positioning. Now he's got that leg in.
And Teamer's
going to be here for a while.
And to build on top of that, JB, when he locked his double, he locked it right underneath the butt so he couldn't have any scrambling. Seen that a lot. You lock it high in the butt, and then you bring him straight down so the person can't roll through. Really good job by Levi Haynes.
But here's a major error in judgment, I believe, on Teamer's behalf, because he's going to leave this mat. He's not even tired. He's not exhausted. He's not really sweating. And he finds himself in a position where he's down 4-0 because he's waited so long to create action that Levi Haynes was like, I'm going to go get this guy. I'm not playing the game anymore. I want to finish this match and win.
Well, that's what Austin O'Connor did to him last season. He went, took him down, and he rode him. You're young. I'm supposed to win this match. I'm going to go win this match. Ja'Cory waited a little too long. I get playing the game, but at some point you got to give yourself an opportunity.
Well, sometimes you out-strategize yourself. Too much strategy, too much gamesmanship. Sometimes you just got to wrestle.
Yep, sometimes you got to just wrestle. I mean, and look at the effort Haynes is putting on the ride, man. Now you know why Ja'Cory Teamer didn't want to go down.
Hey, I don't want to be underneath of that either.
No, look at this dude. This dude is riding. He's so physical on top, too.
On Levi Haynes' path to the finals, it was 2 tech falls, a major decision, the pin over Andonian, also took out Peyton Robb. Those guys multiple-time All-Americans. And this won't be a major decision, but it's the one that matters most, his 5th and final match here in Kansas City. And he's finishing it off with a flourish.
Well, and you know what, honestly, I don't mind that by Teamer. He said, I'm going to go try a high flyer. I'm going to give myself a chance. I'm going to do something.
A day late and
a dollar short. I get it, but at least give yourself a chance. You're losing. You're going to lose anyway.
But still a great finish. 2nd place in the country.
He picked him up. Oh, man, leave me on the ground, man.
I like this kid, Levi Haynes. I think he's got staying power. He's going to be around for a while. He's a guy that was trained by David Taylor at M2 Training Center in State College. This guy does phenomenal work, and man, he's a champion now.
Great job by Levi Haynes. Hats off to all those guys, man. They're built, I mean, you know, to be as good as Penn State is, and they're still building, because Haynes is such a young athlete in this program.
There is something in the water there in Centre County. Levi Haynes, a finalist last year, now a champion. He's with Quinn.
Levi, congratulations as we walk over to your family. You were really patient at the beginning of that match, and then you saw the opening and you took it. What were you gauging?
No, I was just kind of feeling in those positions and just taking my time. Knew the scores would open up.
And once you got the takedown, it was end of story.
Just a tough ride on top and finishing it out.
What's it like being part of this Penn State team? You guys are on the cusp of history. What makes it different or special?
Just the brotherhood of it. just before this, we had a Bible study, and I mean, it was the best. Having those guys to fall back on their experiences is just amazing.
Let's walk over here, and I don't want to keep you from your family, Levi. Way to go. Congratulations.
Going to see his parents, Amy and Ken. Mom's happy to give a hug, not only for a championship, but because he didn't even have a drop of sweat on his body.
He's not even sweating. Like, if you're a Jacory teamer, you got to make this guy work harder.
Well, you guys mentioned that yesterday, right? You mentioned that yesterday. He stays poised under pressure. He knew that it was going to be a really close match, but he wanted to make sure that he stayed poised and disciplined. Even when it got dicey, he didn't let it get out of control.
The Nittany Lions, 3 finalists in, and they've got 2 title winners. And still plenty more to come in their pursuit of the highest team score ever. 3 years ago, David Carr won his first national title across the state in St. Louis, and he tries for another in his 3rd trip to the finals, and it's another Nittany Lion, this time Mitchell Messenbrink, the Big Ten champ, in his first go-round as he waits in the other tunnel. Here at the T-Mobile Center, Kansas City, the NCAA Wrestling Championships, 165 pounds. Mitchell Messenbrink, the redshirt freshman from Heartland, Wisconsin, up against David Carr, former national champion back in 2021, the last match of his college career. And how will he go out?
Here we go, fellas.
I don't know if I know anyone that has more fun than Messenbrink. Messenbrink looks like he's having a great time out there, man.
Oh,
double!
Oh, baby!
Double!
Oh, wow!
Oh my God! Double leg David Carr!
Hey, that was vintage JB right there. That was incredible.
Jay, I mean, we over here talking about Messenbrink having fun, and David Carr's like, let me give you this quick double.
Well, he's like, I'm the big dog. I'm the big dog here.
And David Carr can ride.
And Mitch Messenbrink throws a lot of chaos at you. He overwhelms his opponents with pressure, but David Taylor is so poised and his shots are so sharp that he's going to have to be very careful with his footwork. He moves a lot.
Too much against a David Carr, he's going to get you. You got to be careful.
And if you don't do anything, he's still going to get you.
He's still going to get you. Hey, here's the thing. I feel, and maybe I'm overstating on this one, all those interactions with Keegan O'Toole, all those matches he had to go through, win or lose, the experience of that prepares him for this moment right now.
Well, let's keep in mind that Messenbrink says that he doesn't believe anyone can keep his pace for the entire 7 minutes.
It doesn't seem that way. I've seen him.
60 seconds in, and he's been in Carr's grasp for almost all of it.
Well, you need to get back to your feet to get pace going, Rob.
You're right about that.
Work on the edge.
And that's one of the things about David Carr that we've noticed as he progressed in his career. He always had a good sweep single. He's got a JB double, but he's been very good with his grip strength on top wrestling.
Yeah, too many fakes on Messenbrink. Too many fakes. And David does put the effort on top. Messenbrink attacking the hands there, trying to clear those fingers.
Now, these are attempts.
These really are attempts. That's the rule.
And that's where people at home are saying that stalling is not bringing them to the mat. You have to make attempts to bring them to the mat. And I see legitimate attempts, as you said, DC.
Yeah, Messenbrink has got to keep on fighting those hands and just keep the effort, right? Because he says that no one can keep his pace for that whole match. All this riding takes energy too.
That's right.
So every time he comes up, he's making David Carr work. I tell you though, David Carr looks significantly bigger than Mitchell Messenbrink right now. I never saw Mitchell seem smaller, but this man enjoys wrestling Messenbrink, man.
And the Nittany Lion redshirt freshman is on the board.
Here comes the offense now.
Yeah, the hard club.
Heavy hands, pressure forward. And he typically goes inside knee pick or inside ankle pick with his right hand. Is Mitchell Messenbrink's best shot. Lefty collar.
Carr just took a look up at the clock.
Stop. Stay with me. Stay out of him.
See that little half shot, even though it didn't do anything, it just gets you in mind, I'm keep coming.
Oh, he's going to keep coming. That's the one thing I've noticed about Messenbrink. Look at that. he out there wrestling, just having a good time.
Now, if you're Carr, you got to shoot with your head up. He goes head and chest down. He really can't see exactly where he's going. Went for the sweep single, got defended well. Double knee sprawl by Mitch Messenbrink.
Carr's got a good single leg, man. That's something that he's developed over time.
It's the second time I've seen Carr look at the clock in the first period.
What is that telling you, Rob?
That he's looking at the time. Seeing that, hey,
would you like to elaborate any further?
I got in a lot of trouble about the clock watching, man. They say, DC always says he's looking at the clock. Maybe he's not tired. Maybe he just wants to see what's going on.
Well, the first shot from David Carr, it seemed sharp, and it seemed like he was being aggressive and going for points. The last two shots have just seemed out of desperation.
And trying to get keeping the officials off of him.
Well, Mitchell Messenbrink is closing the gap, and he's making him uncomfortable. It looked like he's shooting with his head down in hopes that maybe he'll capture a leg.
I'll call you on green. Wait.
David Carr, Iowa State's first four-time All-American since the coach in the opposite corner, Cale Sanderson, finished off a run of 4 straight national championships.
Messenbrink on that wrist.
So you guys were elite wrestlers. When someone has the head level, what are you supposed to do? Just kind of
put an elbow down. Put an elbow down. Try to get to your butt. You got to try to put an elbow. Yep, there you go. Nice change over there by David.
He's got to circle himself back inside. And there goes
look
the
at
stall.
Messenbrink.
That's a big
that
call.
Was a stall?
That's a big call.
You saw Messenbrink there, though? Messenbrink's playing the game. He's staying in his face. He pushed him. Look, he's like, come on.
Tactics.
Look at Messenbrink.
Very smart, wise.
He did that in the first period. He took that little half shot, even though it was a little afterwards, and there it is. The pace is now catching up.
He got his ankle caught there by Carr. Oh, now he can go chase a score.
And Carr keeps looking at the clock. You see him glance at it again, even in a scramble position. He's glancing at the clock. What I'm wondering here, Rock, is did he waste too much energy trying to ride on top? All those mat returns look like it took more energy from David than it did from Mitch.
But now if you're David Carr, right, and they're not rewarding the score, you're happy here. Your time is running. Yep, you're happy if you're David Carr holding on to that leg there. Clock's running. But Messenbrink's going to keep coming after him here.
He's starting to smile.
David's dad, Nate, a 3-time NCAA champion at Iowa State, bronze medalist in the '88 Olympics, and never far from a match. They even went home.
Dave's got to fake
this
more
year for a duel.
David's got to fake more to keep him honest.
Oh, he got hit in the head.
Is that a head or an eye poke?
Looks like the eye.
Now was that? Hey, is that him?
That he called that. Carr should have a choice now.
He did.
He called the timeout, Rock.
It was an official's timeout. So let me just check to make sure.
Well, he told him. Oh, he called him for stalling again.
That's the second on Carr.
But he's got. Looks like he's going to get this takedown. That's huge.
He actually called stalling again. JB called stalling again. JB.
It's okay. So what Carr has to decide here is, does he have the energy to ride him? I'm thinking 20 seconds left in the period. You want to keep him down.
Yeah, you want to keep him down.
You cannot give up a point at the very end of a period.
But this dude right here calling stalling so much, if he gets away and get one takedown, it's 7-6. But this dude he gonna get called for stalling again.
I believe so.
There's no way David Carr goes through this third period without getting called for stalling again.
Well, he's gonna have to keep scoring.
He's gonna have to keep scoring.
This is reminiscent of the Big Ten match.
Here's the problem there.
Smart. Look at he broke the hand.
Yes.
And he stayed on him. That tenacity right there was helpful. Look at him drag the toe, trying to stay in bounds.
Oh, but the Carr's body language, he looks a little tired.
He is. But he's got 7 seconds here.
He's got to finish this ride.
He's got to finish on top. And if I'm Mitch Messenbrink, I'm going absolutely berserk here in this last 7, trying to get that point.
And I'm rolling. I'm trying to cause action if I'm Messenbrink.
Look, watch Mitch lean.
He leans every time. Every time he leans.
Watch, so when Carr gets on him, he's going to lean. You're going to see a little shift in his hips. He's trying to get that hand off the belly. Watch him.
He was out with 3 seconds to go in the period.
And look at the finger wave. He's showing a little bit of swagger there.
So he's got the third point, but Carr also has almost 2 minutes of riding time, which if he keeps that over a minute here in this third period, gives him another point at the end of the match.
It's going to take a lot of heart between both of these guys right now. This is going to be a gut check for both wrestlers.
If I'm Carr, I'm cutting him right away, Rob. I'm cutting him right away. I'm getting back to my feet. and I'm just putting myself in a position where I can be disciplined in my stance.
You want to make sure the ref don't call you for stalling again, because another stall call would really ruin the match for David Carr.
So does this start to the third then surprise you?
I mean, honestly, this effort, right? Look, there it is. Now look, he gets away. Now if Messenbrink gets a takedown, the match is tied.
That's the worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario.
So it gives up a stall and an escape point.
It's 7-5 now. One takedown.
And now Mitch is going to spend the next minute and a half chasing after him like a madman.
And if this dude calls stalling again, it's a 2-point stall.
Hey, Mitch may have been right. He said he doesn't know if anyone can keep this pace. He's doing a really good job here. He's got to hook that leg. Look at David Carr. He's curling those feet back. He's trying to make sure he cannot get to the position that he... And Carr's got nothing.
Look at this, bro. But look, like, I mean, David Carr has out-wrestled Messenbrink this match. And the ref, David's optics...
See, I would disagree with you. I don't think he has out-wrestled.
He has. He scored the takedowns, but because of the pace. Now, hey, Messenbrink has wrestled a good match. But, dude, the stall calls, with no stall calls, David Carr's still up by 2 points.
So right now, Messenbrink needs a takedown to win this match.
He needs a takedown to win this match.
But also, if Carr does not stay within the center, he's going to get hit again.
Yep. And you hear the crowd getting crazy now.
If I'm Carr, I'm shooting, I'm getting to a leg. I'm shooting, I'm looking to get to a leg. He's got to fake more. He's backing up. He has to fake and stay engaged. There you go.
That'll keep the ref off him if you're
half shots. Half shots.
Messenbrink's got to go. Messenbrink's got to go.
He's got to circle, circle, shot, shoot him out. If you're David, you got to shoot him out here.
Messenbrink's got to get some offense going here.
Messenbrink's got to go. Messenbrink's got to go
7
here.
seconds.
Messenbrink's got to throw flurries at him. He's got to throw the flurries.
Messenbrink knows the score. I don't know if he knows the score.
It wasn't tied.
It looks like he thought it was a tied score.
He thought it was tied. Look at him.
He didn't know.
He did.
He didn't know.
And riding time is the difference for David Carr.
He didn't know the score.
Hey, Mitch Messenbrink showed me something today. Mitch Messenbrink showed me something today. David Carr looked really good in the first half of the match, but Mitch Messenbrink showed, listen, I'm nothing to be played with. When you lose a match, you want to make sure that this guy knows if he wrestles you or ever sees you again in the future, it's going to be a hard-fought match.
Mitch Messenbrink is a dog,
Well done.
Man.
Well done. Congratulations, champ. Proud of you.
Great job, kid.
Mitch Messenbrink, though, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He just did.
He should be proud. He should be proud.
I'm going to tell you one thing right now. It felt like, and as I said in the fixed match, it felt like the guy that scored the points won the match. Got 2 takedowns, got the escape.
Hey, pound for pound. Hey, he finishes as a 2-time national champion. This guy beat a national champion, a 2-time national champion in the semifinals.
He beat your pound for pound in the semi.
And Keegan O'Toole, and beat maybe the hardest wrestling man in this tournament, and Mitch Messenbrink in the finals.
I've been saying Aaron Brooks all week. It's going to be hard to get me off of that.
That's legacy.
It'll be hard for me to get it off Aaron Brooks.
You see Nate Carr Sr.
I love that.
Giving a hug, that's legacy.
We talked about that. We talked about expectation for our sons to go in our footsteps. What's good enough? Boy, Nate Carr's boy did a great job, didn't he? That man is going to be proud.
Let's give us a quick shout out.
Get him some water. We need some water. There we go.
Maybe some ice cream, maybe some gummy bears, Q.
He's looking for water. We got water. You good? It's your mom and Linda, right?
Yeah, Linda.
Linda, Nate. Come on. You got six brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them right here?
Yeah, that's my 2 brothers right here, John, Nate. Man, I just did it for them. I did it for family. 100% Jesus, I did it for Jesus. And I have an incredible story. Hope to continue to keep writing it.
You had a big emotional win on Friday night. And it was assumed that you could win this match easily. It wasn't the case. Like, he took you right to the edge. Take me in your mind in that third period.
He wrestles hard. I give credit to him. He wrestles hard. And I had to go and take it. I had to wrestle really hard to wrestle him. Yeah.
When you encapsulate this year, you came into this tournament not the typical David Carr seed. You had some losses to Keegan. You turned that all around here. How'd you do that?
Oh, God. My parents believed in me. My mom weighed weight with me. My dad sends me scripture every day. My brother supported me. My coaching staff, Metcalf. All we talk about is a hand fight, wrestling hard, no strategy, just wrestle hard. That's what we had to do.
What's it feel to go out on top?
All glory to God. I can't even express. It's been amazing.
Congratulations.
Dad won 3, David wins 2. First in 2021 in St. Louis, and a long road back to the top. But he finishes here, all 7 minutes, hard to the finish for David Carr's second national championship. And more history in the making. Carter Starace trying to become just the 6th Division I wrestler to win 4 national championships. His opponent, the true freshman, Rocco Welsh from Ohio State. Back inside the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Carter Starace, DC of Penn State, going for a 4th national championship.
There you go, arm raise 1 in 21, arm raise 2 in 22, arm raise 3 in 2023. This young man has done some incredible things in his NCAA career. Tonight, he looks to cap it off with a 4th NCAA championship.
Now he's going up against the freshman Rocco Welsh, who's absolutely been living on the edge in his last 3 matches. 3 straight 4-1 wins in the sudden victory. Most recent, Lennox Wallach of Columbia, his opponent in the semis. And Jordan Burroughs, Carter Starace, his 4 matches here have been close, none wider than a 6-point gap.
Yeah, well, he hasn't been himself. I mean, you can see the large knee brace on his right leg. He's been a little bit limited and hindered by the injury that he sustained about a month ago.
Early blood.
We got blood right away.
Early blood time.
Rock made a great statement to me earlier. Starace and Rocco Welsh have wrestled before. And it wasn't as blowout as much as you would think.
No, it was a very much, Rocco Welsh was in that match.
And he was healthy.
And he was healthy, you're right.
And he was healthy when they wrestled. Let's see what happens if he's not quite at 100%.
Well, Starace, he's typically a guy that dominates the field. Coming into the Big Ten championships, he was a guy that was in the lead for the Hodge race because he had been pretty dominant throughout the entirety of the season. But he gave up the first takedown in his first 2 matches of the tournament, which he rarely gives up takedowns. He's a really hard guy to get to. Rocco Welsh is going to see if he can capitalize on the difficulty of him moving that right leg and being mobile here.
Well, Rocco Welsh, freshman, but he's so physically strong. Has been in some really big matches over the course of his young career. And it seems very poised in the big moment.
In Ohio State's having a sneaky good tournament. Got 2 guys in the finals, already a national champion, and Jesse Mendez at 141 pounds. And got an opportunity to have a true freshman try to stop history here. You know what Rocco Welsh reminds me of? It's kind of like a no-hitter. You're in the bottom of the 9th inning, and you've got a guy on the brink of doing something extremely special. Can he stop Carter Starace from doing what most believe is inevitable?
And if he's going to do it, it's not going to be with a bunt.
No.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
I would try to bunt. Somebody had a no-hitter on me, I'm bunting. I'm going to walk up to the plate, point to the field like I'm going to hit a home run, and I'm going to bunt.
You're the Babe Ruth of bunting?
I'm going to do the Babe Ruth of bunting.
We talk about the youth of Ohio State. They have 7 guys that came to the NCAAs that had no experience in the NCAAs, and look how they're performing right now. Coach Ryan said one thing. He said, don't let stress become distress. And these young guys have proven that they can be in a tough situation and still perform.
Well, and here's another thing about Ohio State. You look at Penn State, you look at the landscape of college wrestling, you look at the seniors, you look at the people leaving lineups and who's returning. And when you look at Ohio State, they get a couple guys to develop out of their room, or they go and get a guy from somewhere else. And Ohio State has an opportunity to go chase them dudes down like they did that year with Kyle Snyder and all those guys. They won that national title.
That's right. They built a really good team. And that was really the start of the transfers, when they got a great guy like Joey McKenna at 141 pounds to fill in with Keyshawn Hayes and Nathan Tomasello and Kyle Snyder and the Jordan brothers. We got a stalling already.
Yeah, these refs on that stall call tonight.
Well, here's the thing. I'm very impressed with how physical Welsh is, that he's going right there with Carter Starace, not really conceding.
A lot of offense though for Starace. He recognizes how important it is for him to get a score early. I mean, Welsh has got blood on his forehead. He's got blood on his face.
These little half shots are making a difference. Just keep shooting them out.
That ref's gonna get him again.
That's a second stall on Welsh and the first point for Starachi.
That's quick, Rob.
With experience in this Ohio State room, Rocco Welsh said on the podium last night, one of his biggest influences, a three-time All-American teammate who's not wrestling this year, Sammy Sasso. He was shot last year. He's on the road to recovery. We hope to see him back out on the mat soon. But one of the biggest reasons that he went to Columbus, Ohio, and has remained one of his biggest influences there in the room.
One thing I didn't expect from Carter Starachi going into this tournament is him to be the guy that was pushing the pace on everybody. That's one thing he's done really, really well this weekend. He has been very physical. He set the pace for every match he's been in. He's made these guys wrestle the type of matches that he wants. So while the guy making the stall calls a little quickly, Carter has set that pace and making him do it.
And as they start the second, Angel Rivera reminding Welsh of the 2 stall calls against him.
Angel.
Down 1. Stop.
More blood. More blood.
Red.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Angel Rivera was very aware there. He didn't want to have to call him for stalling. He saw the blood. Let's reset this. Let me try to keep myself out of the match. I don't want to be forced into a situation where I got to be playing a part in this match.
Usually when you see freshmen keeping a match close with a multiple-time national champion, All-American, you start to think that they're getting more and more confident. But Carter Starachi has been in so many tight matches, and of all the things that he has with his ability, his technique, it's his mental toughness and the dog in him that he will not concede anything.
Yeah, he's showed a lot of determination and grit. Any skepticism we had about his ability to stay focused and to go out and compete at a high level has been alleviated. Look at this. This was the last dual meet of the season. He gets himself intertwined with opponent from Edinburgh and finds himself going into the Big Ten tournament with a knee injury. It's undisclosed. No one knows exactly what happened, but that knee brace is a big indication that it was serious.
Right away, he took his headgear off. He knew he was hurt. He knew he was hurt.
And so that's why he's the number 9 seed here. That was a big topic of discussion before the brackets came out. Where would Carter Starachi get seeded? Because he had to take 1 second injury defaults in 2 matches at the Big Tens.
And you saw initially on our brackets, we got him early. He was the 7th seed, and then they reseeded the bracket. I tell you, man, for one day, I was the most important man in NCAA wrestling. I told everyone I had the brackets early. I just never showed them. Everybody was calling me, Rock. I was important, man. I'm like, you guys would not believe this. They're like, what? I got the brackets.
You got my number.
Can I know? Can I know? No, you had it too. You just didn't check your email. You could have been the man, bro. It felt so good.
As Welsh stays in there in the middle, he's going to have to make a tough decision. That's, do you want to go underneath Carter Starachi? But Carter Starachi's holding center. He's staying right in that NCAA. His feet are in there. He's staying right in the middle like a phone booth. You're just going to stand there and battle, hand fight. This is very tiresome.
Jordan, if you're Rocco Welsh, are all your attacks going to the bandaged leg?
Absolutely. I'm attacking that thing like crazy. But you know what? Rocco Welsh is still young, and one of the last parts of your game to develop as a college wrestler when you make that transition from high school is your hand fight. It takes a long time to learn how to stay disciplined in the center, to stay poised, to continue to control ties and hold your ground. And you can see that's why Carter Starachi is beating him up here in the center.
Yeah, Carter's really good with the hands, always in control. You hear Logan Stever telling him to keep wrestling. Starachi is playing the game too.
Yep,
a lot of little knee shots. Yep,
those half shots.
Not a knee shot to walking back to the edge of the mat.
That's a good call there. You're right. Those are half shots, but keeping his opponent honest. So let's see what Welsh decides to do.
He doesn't have to go bottom, right? 2-0, you don't have to go bottom.
But if you go neutral, you risk giving up another stalling call relatively quickly because Starachi's played the game really well.
Starachi on the mat, and on top, we've seen it all tournament.
That's right.
But let's think about this. It puts Welsh in a pretty good situation to maybe sneak one out. It doesn't have to be much. He can play the game just as well and sneak it out.
He gets a takedown. Starachi gets away, still 3-3.
Well, it depends on when he gets it.
Well, one of the things about injuries, guys, typically it sharpens up all your other senses, right? When you lose the ability to be flexible and mobile with your right leg, all of a sudden you start to understand, okay, I've got to hold center, I've got to hand fight, control the wrist, control ties, do things I wouldn't typically do. He looks really sharp and disciplined in his stance.
Well, one of the things about Welsh is if he doesn't get this score relatively early, Storaci's going to continue to move him off to the edge, trying to get him caught stalling again. But now Welsh is the one on the gas.
Yeah, and Storaci's looking notably different in this third period. He went from going centered, forward pressure, to now backwards. I don't love it, but he's looking to protect his lead now, up 2-0 late in the match.
You're right. You're right about that.
It's noticeable. It's very noticeable.
We were saying in the second period, we were saying Carter Storaci's right at the NCAA. No, he's the other way around. And Welsh is still in this match. It doesn't take much.
Where's that call? Where's that stall call, Angel?
Well, Welsh isn't shooting. That's the problem. He's moving, but he's not really shooting.
Good job by Storaci there, circling off the edge. You hear the crowd starting to... They're starting to moan. Nice re-attack there by Storaci.
If I'm Storaci, it's smart. Hold on to the leg. He's got to shelf it. Look how he locks out that foot. Locks out the hamstring. Elevates.
Yeah. Welsh had his foot off the mat.
Hey, stop. Let me,
Hey, he ain't showing no love here. No love lost. They're like, hey, bro, I don't care what you're trying to win tonight.
What a re-attack by Storaci.
8 seconds left. Let's see what he can do.
Go backwards.
Oh, he's in a circle, yep.
That's not circling. That's going backwards.
Run away. I'll win 2-1. I'm good with it.
Well, with one member of an exclusive club watching in the other corner, Logan Stieber. Now Carter Storaci joins that club. He is the 6th four-time Division I wrestling champion.
What a phenomenal career. You know, there's extra love there. Extra love. Watch him go and hug the trainer, too, because that's a real champion this weekend.
Yes.
That guy had the last month to get this guy in shape and prepared to make history. Sometimes when you're injured and you're in position, it really humbles you because you got to rely on your team. You can no longer be the one-man show. You're not the warrior anymore. All of a sudden, you become into this person where you have to rely on everyone. And that's a lot of humility that he had to operate with this weekend. So the trainer, shout out to him. He's a real champion for PSU.
And let me tell you something, bro. Carter Storaci getting through this, very impressive. Carter Storaci becoming the national champion, ripping off that big brace. Look at all the tape underneath that brace. This man was stitched together to get into the NCAA tournament, wins it, and he still has a year eligibility. He could be a 5-time champion.
Hey, I'm wondering if he discloses that injury finally in this interview.
I'm wondering about that too, because I'm really curious.
I'd love to hear
if it's going to be like a Spencer Lee-esque type of interview a couple years ago.
Excuses are for wusses.
Won a title with 2 torn ACLs. Let's go to Q for the answers.
Congratulations. You took some time at the center there to take off your knee brace. And we see what you're dealing with. What is that?
Man, it was hard. Yeah. It's like 12 days ago, I was on crutches. And again, I'm not going to get too wrapped up in it because I decided to wrestle, you know, so it really doesn't matter what it was. But that man in the corner behind those 3 coaches, Dan Monthly, he's the national champ. I mean, I'm talking, he was in the hospital 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning on Sunday mornings, every day, all day. So it's just a blessing to be at Penn State.
Is that a torn ACL?
No comment.
Dan is a special guy.
Special guy.
So he's as big as anybody here.
I think the entire Penn State, like I said, like these coaches, man, they're all in. They're super dedicated, and that just fuels me every single day, just watching those guys go at it. And Dan Monthly, I mean, seriously, I mean, I wouldn't be walking if it wasn't for him. You know, he looked me in my eyes and said, "Hey, man, this can be a long road." And I said, "Can we go to Big Tens?" And he was like, "I don't know, but NCAA's will get you there." So he said, "Just keep having the faith," and I just believed in him and just went and made it happen.
He got you here. You think about winning 4 championships. You don't think about something like a knee. What's this accomplishment? What comes to the top of your mind when someone says Carter Storaci, 4-time champion?
I said, "You're damn right." I said, "You're damn right." I see it every day. I work for it. And everyone wants their hand raised on Saturday night, but it starts on Monday morning, you know, and this is all cool, and I've always dreamed of being a 4-time Mid-State champion, but this is little kid stuff to what I want, you know what I mean? That Olympic gold medal is what I want, and my eyes are on April 19th and 20th, and that's my focus. So on Monday, it's all good here, everyone's screaming your name, but on Monday, it's back to working its business, and just like Drake said, there's no friends in this industry.
Carter, it's been a pleasure to watch you, man. Great job.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Jordan?
Man, I tell you what, he said April 19th and 20th. I know a guy that's going to be there, and I'd love to see him. I tell you what, if him and I meet each other in the bracket, I'm going right for that right leg. He won't disclose the injury, but man, he's looked great. On a more serious note, Carter Sirachi has had a phenomenal career. If you think about Zane Rutherford, Bo Nickel, David Taylor, Jason Nolf, Ed Ruth, all of these, Vincenzo Joseph, all of these champions from Penn State, you have to, as a 4-time champion, put him on the Mount Rushmore for the Nittany Lions. Incredible career.
Yanni, Logan Stieber, Kyle Dake, Cale Sanderson, and along with Pat Smith, those two are the only to do it at the same weight class 4 times. 184 is on the way. We've only got 2 weights left. Dustin Plott could be the Cowboys' first champ at that weight since Jake Rochalt in 2003. And Northern Iowa's Parker Keckeisen has never finished worse than 3rd. Is this year a first-place finish? Just 2 weights to go, 184 pounds. Parker Keckeisen and Dustin Plott meet again. 2nd straight trip to the finals for Keckeisen, who lost to Aaron Brooks last year, but Brooks has moved up this year. And Dustin Plott looking to be Oklahoma State's first national champion since 2019. Mike Cousins, Daniel Cormier, Jordan Burroughs, along with our rules analyst Rock Harrison, Quinn Kesnick. These 2 guys know each other very well, seated at 1st and 3rd here at 184. And Keckeisen dominant at this weight, only bonus point wins in his 4 matches here to the finals.
And so has Plott.
Yep.
Plott has dominated. And the way that Keckeisen beat him at the Big 12 Championship shows you how far these 2 have separated themselves from the division, because in the semis, Plott had a major decision himself against number 2 seed.
Big Ten champion Isaiah Salazar, and that matchup in the Big 12's 14-5 in favor of Keckeisen. He's in on a shot.
Well, look at how he pulls himself close to the body and switches off to the double immediately. What I love about this matchup is when I was in college, Nebraska was still in the Big 12, right? In 2011, I graduated. In 2012, they made the transition to the Big Ten. So these are some of the schools that I wrestled often when I was a Nebraska wrestler.
Well, when Keckeisen gets to his shots, he's immediately off to the next step. He doesn't stop. That is one of the biggest issues with wrestlers, from the lowest level to the highest level. They get to a shot, and it's like they almost surprised themselves that they got to the leg. This guy is sure that when he attacks, he's going to finish.
When you talk about the best guy in the tournament, we've talked about a lot of guys throughout the weekend, and especially tonight. But Rock, you got a special affinity for this guy at 184 pounds.
Rock like him a lot.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's his favorite thing when he talks about Keckeisen. I've been trying to tell y'all dudes, man.
That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you. What I like about him is that when he wrestles, he's always thinking and always moving. Sometimes you see someone that's thinking a lot, they're slow. But watch, he'll take a scenic route.
Look at this, dude. Look at this, Jordan. He take his time. He don't get up. He don't jump up to get back to the center. Fix his singlet. Do the old sock trick.
And you and I, man, what a great tournament these guys had. From Jared Sima to Cale Happel to, you know, Parker Keckeisen. Watching these guys and what they've been able to do throughout this tournament it's been phenomenal. Ryder Downey was a Big 12 champion.
Someone told me that Northern Iowa, while they rebuild their wrestling room, they are in a makeshift wrestling room and prepping guys like Parker to go out and try to chase national championships.
And chase legs. Look at this guy. He's just tenacious, continuously trying to find a way to score. He's looking to hook that leg. Look at how he keeps that hand in.
Look at his hand.
Then puts the foot back in to replace it. If he finishes this takedown, this is one of the most savvy takedowns we've seen this evening.
Yep, dude, did you see that? He put his hand back inside to make sure that they didn't call him out of bounds. Then he replaced it with his foot.
Now he's got to get that left arm out.
Now he's
looking for the left arm. He's covered it.
Oh my goodness. What a takedown by Parker Keckeisen.
That was close.
They awarded it. What a takedown by Keckeisen.
I'm going to say it again. I'm trying to tell you.
You trying to tell me, Rock?
Hey, Rock. That right there
that boy, Rock,
extreme mat awareness, high IQ.
But it's a guy that has never placed lower than 3rd in this tournament in all the years that he's been here.
When we talk about generational talents, last year he found himself in the national final, but against a guy who we're going to see next wrestling for his 4th title in Aaron Brooks.
Hey, that boy Rock, Not afraid to say I told you so. Rock, you've been trying to tell me all weekend.
You just don't listen too well.
What I love about the three-point takedown, gentlemen, is how it's reflected on the scoreboard, who the dominant wrestler is, right? 2 takedowns, he's ahead by 5. He's ahead by 5 points, and rightfully so. Although he's only had 2 takedowns, this match so far has been a butt kicking.
Now, on the opposite side, because of that, 1 takedown gets you back in the match. As long as you don't give up back points, you give up back points, you're done. 7 points in 1 move, it's hard to really wrestle back from that.
But Dustin Plott, even when he was in high school, he has a very good sweep single to the opponent's right leg. He's just got to get to it. In his match in the Big 12, he never got there. When Coach Smith was talking about him moving up from 74 to 84, he said he's so strong and he's still quick. We just got to see him get there. He has the shot.
You see Plott trying to get that front foot moving, a little choppy, trying to get some reactions out of Keckeisen. But Keckeisen has already wrestled on this stage. He's been to the NCAA tournament 4 times now, been in the top 3 4 times. Just a veteran of the game, man. Understands wrestling at the highest level.
JB, what was the difference you wrestling your second time on a higher level on a big stage than your first time?
Well, the second time I wanted to put on a show. And so the first time I beat Mike Poeta from the University of Illinois, and I tell you what, I won the match 5-1, but when I left and went back to my hotel afterwards, I was disappointed in my performance. I felt like I had more. So going into 2011, I actually was against Tyler Caldwell, Oklahoma, another Big 12 wrestler at the time, and I wanted to really put on a show. And so I was able to get the major decision then.
Yeah, well, you just said that to me earlier about dominance being a part of what really matters to a champion.
Well, there's going to be 10 champions tonight. So it's how do you stand out amongst the crowd? There's 10 champions crowned on the NCAA championship evening. How do you stand out? And that's by putting on a show, putting points on the board.
Separate yourself from the greats, right? 10 people that were great tonight.
It seems like when Parker Keckeisen wrestling, his feet don't move a lot until there's action. And when there's action, his feet move really quickly.
And Dustin Plott's doing a really good job of closing the gap. What I'm not liking, Rock, is it looks like Keckeisen is starting to slow down a little bit. He went from looking for continuous scores to now watch his first movement. It's not necessarily forward. It may be stationary or even going backwards. Too early to start playing the game.
Right in the middle, man. On the line. Put your foot on the line.
Yeah, you're right, Jordan. First action's back. But Plott's got to keep going, though. Plott's got to keep attacking. Because where he struggles is when Keckeisen is on his legs. I mean, I have not seen a guy in this entire tournament that is more evolved as Keckeisen when it comes to finishing his shots. He takes his time, he's measured, he doesn't rush. He just knows exactly what he needs to do in order to get to his scoring positions.
You know, I've seen this on Twitter a few times tonight, but there really needs to be a push-out rule in folk-style wrestling. These guys play the edge way too much. Look, Keckeisen doesn't even want to come back to the center. He knows if he gets in a dicey position, he can easily bail out of bounds and restart
What do you do, Jordan? What do you do, Jordan? Do you go back to the center and wait for him?
No, you got to continue to push the pace. I mean, if you go back to the center, you might make them look bad to the crowd's eyes, but you're not scoring points.
Yeah, you're not scoring points.
Plott needs points right now.
Plott needs points.
Next year on MatCast, Jordan, we're just going to put you in a folk-style freestyle debate with Shane Sparks. You guys go at it.
I love the push-out rule. I think it's really advanced our sport in freestyle wrestling because that was a thing that we would do in the freestyle game too. You go out of bounds with no penalty.
We go red.
Some blood from the left eye of Dustin Plott here at the end of the second. Keckeisen up 6-3, and the riding time going currently in his favor.
I love this moment in time, Rock. I love this time here.
Here it is. Parker Keckeisen, he was always moving, and then at the end of the match, when he needed to get a major, he would continue to move forward. Again, he moves his feet, lateral motion, lowers his level pretty well, and then again, he's just good on top. 14-5 major decision.
Really scary is he's got a chance to be a 5-time Big 12 champion next year, joining Dayton Fix in that category.
And Plott's smart here. Smart, cutting him right away, getting him back to his feet. He's got to get a takedown. Not only a takedown, he's going to need multiple scores here in order to win this match. He's also going to have to eliminate riding time. So he's got his work cut out for him in this third.
He's doing a good job of cutting off the mat, though. His back is towards the center, and Keckeisen's back is towards the out of bounds.
He's there, and he's putting himself there. Keckeisen is okay putting himself to the edge on re-attack.
Wow, look at how quickly he switches off from the outside single to the double. As soon as he gets to the single leg, he instantly is transitioning to the double. And not only that, he gets his hands locked under the butt. There's no way you can scramble out of that.
That's one of the best.
Another takedown.
That is one of the best takedowns in all the mixed martial arts. You push your guy against the octagon side. The moment you get to a double leg, you lock him under the butt. That locks in the hips. You get a takedown.
He goes reach with the right hand. Switches off to double immediately. Boom.
Right
Head up, chest up, hips
Beautiful.
underneath. Head up, chest up, hips underneath, finishes off. And now, look, he's cutting him. Hey, he's cutting him. He's feeling emboldened right now. He's like, hey, dog, I'm in a good position. I want to go get some more.
Well, he's trying to score bonus, right? But this just speaks to Parker Keckeisen and what he's done to this weight class. He has been as dominant as anyone in the entire NCAA with his rule over this division.
And this is against Plot, who, as you said before, has bonused everyone in the tournament.
Yeah, Plots look really, really good this weekend.
And this is not an indication. I'm letting you all know that Plot is really good, everybody.
Dustin's really, really good. But all these experiences, I told you earlier that David Carr having to go through Keegan O'Toole 3 times matter. Parker Keckeisen being in the NCAA final last year against Aaron Brooks recognizes, look at that. Oh, they say Aaron Brooks in front of me. Anybody else I'm taking out.
Can I say it again? I'm going to try and tell you. He's really good.
That was smooth.
That was nasty.
That was smooth.
He got Plot stepping forward, fired off the shot, got to his finish.
And Plot's got to keep wrestling here.
We
know the good things happen to the guys that continue to wrestle. He's getting back to his feet now. He's got to go take a risk, maybe throw something crazy at him.
And that's one thing about Plot, man. He will never give up on himself. The guy's been an All-American 3 times, made his first NCAA final tonight, so there's something to build off of for Dustin Plot.
But in the deep and rich history between multiple divisions for the UNI Panthers, Parker Keckeisen, their 23rd Division I national champion, here in his 4th time as an All-American. As a redshirt freshman, he finished third again, second, and now first.
We got the ceremonial chest bumps. You taught me how to do it at Big 12s.
Look at Clint. Look at Clint on that. Clint chest bumping. He almost got knocked out.
You're pretty damn good.
God gave me some great abilities. I'm super blessed. I got parents, coaches, you to interview me. It's a blessing.
Your finishing ability. You make it look easy. The transition from the single to the double. There's kids across the country watching you. How do you do that?
That was a year of Doug Schwab on my butt for getting my hips underneath me. I remember I shot out Max. Max asked me winter break what I'm doing, and I was like, getting my hips under me. So kind of funny, ironic, but
you've been sniffing around the championship for a bit now.
The Brooks family, man, Aaron's pushed me so hard. I'm grateful for Aaron. It's like he's pushed me.
Your time is right now, though.
Yeah. Now I don't know. Keep wrestling, keep getting better each day. That's all I'm trying to do.
Our guys loved your work, Parker. Congratulations. Way to go.
I love the mutual respect there as he says hello to Aaron Brooks' family, because Aaron Brooks is coming up next. But this is Parker Keckeisen's moment here at 184 pounds. 4-time All-American, the first in their Division I history. Goes as deep as some 5- and 6-time All-Americans at the University of Northern Iowa. So Parker Keckeisen put in the work, along with his head coach Doug Schwab, to get better each and every day, each and every year. And he finishes atop the podium still with another year to go in his college career. Believe it or not, we only got one more weight to go here at the NCAA Championships. Undefeated wrestlers on a collision course as their college careers conclude. Trent Hidley lost in the finals in 21, and now he's back. His opponent, the man who beat him for his first of 3 titles, Aaron Brooks, closes out the night with a quest for 4. For Penn State, 1 match to go. Aaron Brooks ready to step onto the mat. A win for Penn State would vault them to the highest team score ever to leapfrog 1997 Iowa. A win is worth 4 points plus any bonus points. Not to mention, Aaron Brooks could become yet another Penn State wrestler following in the footsteps of Carter Starace tonight to win a 4th NCAA title.
Wearing the red, from NC State, Trent Hidley. And his opponent, wearing the green, from Penn State, Aaron
If there's anyone that should be able to compete with Aaron Brooks tonight or in this tournament, it should be Hidley. If there was anyone that we thought could compete because of his experience, him wrestling at the senior level, it would be this young man right here. But Aaron Brooks has proven time and time again that he has lived and competed on a different level.
Both guys undefeated, both with bonus rates over 80% on the year.
Hidley is going to compete. He is going to continue to push the pressure. Both guys have more of an Iranian-style underhook when you put the arm underneath the armpit of your opponent and drive through.
Oh, that was nice.
Nice, misdirection.
Oh, that was nice, yep. That was beautiful there by Brooks.
Now he's got to find a way to bring him back inside. That side cradle's not yet a 3-point takedown. He's going to try to pull him back into the center.
Oh, Hidley attacked the ankle there himself. Now at least he can extend the situation if you're Hidley.
And so if you're Hidley, you felt exactly what he's going to do. Now you've got to try to, okay, I see where he's going. Both of these guys underhook city. Both of these guys like to score from the underhook position. Yeah. So if I'm Hidley, I'm staying disciplined with my elbows, keeping them close to my body. But if I'm Aaron Brooks, I'm continuing to close the gap, digging my underhooks, looking for my attacks, wearing them down.
And snap and release if you're Brooks.
This is interesting that Brooks is beating Hidley
to the underhook. Absolutely, I was thinking that. That is where Hidley loves to wrestle in that underhook. But look at how Brooks does that. He breaks his position with the underhook, then he releases the pressure and snaps it. I mean, you want to talk about a storyline. You want to talk about building excitement. Penn State wins this, they break the record. They lose this, they don't. This is what you want in the sport of wrestling. Things you can hold on to.
Penn State came into the night with 6 finalists. 3 of them have won, and they needed 4 to break the record, and it would be a 7th wrestler if Aaron Brooks wins to win 4 NCAA titles.
This is crazy that Brooks is really controlling Hidley, really controlling him.
And both of these guys were 184-pounders last year.
Yes.
But it looks like Brooks has got a little bit of a size advantage
Bro, I'm
here.
telling you, I want to see Brooks at 97 kilos when he wrestles international. I know he's got the frame, he's tall, he's thick, and look at how fast he put that weight on, and he put on good weight. He doesn't look like he put on bad weight.
He looks good.
He looks good at 97.
He looks good, but so does Hidley here. He looks good. He's got a very explosive power. He typically looks to get to his underhook, but look at Brooks' hands are moving so much.
Hidley's too square, right? When you're that square, that's when you can get snapped down. He has his base is too square. And Brooks will push into him, then snap him back.
And Brooks is pesky with the hands. He's not really allowing him time to set up his underhook throw by. He's being very disruptive with the forehand, hands to the forehead. He's pulling down on the head, bringing his eyes down and making it hard for him.
JB, that's a really good assessment. His hands are busy.
Brooks is attacking with a level of confidence that tells me He doesn't think Hidlay can get to him. The way he's attacking, it's almost reckless, right? It's shot after shot. It's snap down after snap down. It's underhook and getting into him because he's eliminating Hidlay's best weapon.
Well, you know what I love about Aaron Brooks is every time you see him in the tunnel, you see him with his headband on. It says 100% Jesus. His confidence in his wrestling comes from his faith. And so when he's wrestling, he's disciplined, but he's also a guy that's going to be courageous because of his faith, and I love the way that he wrestles.
And he's done it.
These guys have a long history.
And he's been here. He's won this thing 3 times.
He started his title quest in 2021, a win over Trent Hidlay. That was 3-2. 2022 against Miles Amin, 5-3. And last year, 7-2 over Parker Kekaisen. As he goes down his shot here. Oh, my goodness.
What a shot. What a big way to build his base over there.
Right there.
That was nasty.
That's
swim high crotch. It was like a swim high crotch. Hidlay actually caught the underhook. Brooks was able to lift him up while Hidlay was holding an underhook and finish that shot.
And if you're Hidlay, you feel that type of power. Look, he gets to the single leg, head's buried, head outside. Look, big. Brings him down.
Look at that outside step. Come here to me. I mean, Scorpion, Mortal Kombat. Come over here.
That's strong core right there.
Yeah, he's strong, man.
It's like he timed the underhook. As soon as the underhook was coming, he was shooting.
Back to escape, and look, right on him. As soon as he gets the escape, hands are right in the collar tie. Pesky, moving, pulling, digging underhooks.
I have not seen Hidlay get his underhook yet.
He's killed it.
And if you're Hidlay, you've got to close the gap. You've got to close the gap. Look,
there it is.
The
He finally got to it.
He's looking for the throw by.
And that's Hidlay's best action. He kind of reaches across to the far knee.
And that's what you talked about right there, DC. He welcomed him back to the center. He said, all right, let's do the wrestling in the center.
Over and under here. Hidlay's a shorter 97-pounder. You would think he has better leverage, but from what I'm seeing, Aaron Brooks has good motion, lowering his level much better.
What's the movement? Like Jordan said, the pesky hands and the feet. He's constantly in motion. He's not stopping. And when Hidlay expects him to settle his hands, they move again. He does not sit in position, and that's given Trent problems. And you just can't be oh my goodness. You can't just be reacting the whole time. If you're just reacting, you're always a step behind. Aaron Brooks has Trent Hidlay reacting the entire time.
And if you're Hidlay, you got to try to gain some of the momentum back, and that usually comes from just elevating your effort. You got to go for something. You've got to look to dig underhook. You've got to try to be a little bit more dynamic with his offense, but Aaron Brooks is solid here.
Aaron Brooks is banging the head. As soon as Hidlay pops his head, that's when he sticks the underhook in. The outside step right there.
Just all this action from Brooks. I'm very impressed with his effort, man. We always talk about effort. Effort gets you a long way. Right now, Aaron Brooks is putting a lot of effort into winning this 4th national championship.
Look at him. Digging underhook with that right hand, controlling the wrist. They're both doing a good job here. Into the period.
What do you need to see from Hidlay in the last 2 minutes?
He's got first off, this escape has to come quickly. And he's got to get right to his offense because he's going to need 2 takedowns if he wants to win this match. And to this point, he has not gotten close to sniffing 1. But this escape needs to happen now. He's got to get to his feet, attack the hands of Aaron Brooks, and start to try to go to work.
Well, we joked a lot about the pound-for-pound champ
this guy's
all evening, and this is the guy that I would have to tip my hat to. If you're looking at the best guy in the tournament, most dominant throughout the season, and not only that, but the body of work he's put together over his career.
Well, you would think that the Hodge Trophy comes down to Aaron Brooks and Parker Kekaisen. Aaron Brooks is a guy that's chased his 4th national championship. He finishes this match undefeated.
Easy. No change. Red's still down.
Scoring record for Penn State on his back. This is what you want, though, if you're Penn State. If it comes down to 1 match, you want Aaron Brooks to be that guy to go out there and get it done for you. A guy that's been in your program for a real long time, a guy that's won for you, and a guy that knows how to get the job done.
And Hidlay still working hard here. He's looking for the escape. He's got to get back to his feet in order to score some points in this position.
It looked like a second ago he was up. Aaron was going to cut him. But when Trent didn't explode away from him, he decided to keep riding him.
Wearing on him.
Keep wearing on him.
We talk about busy hands from a neutral position, but we're seeing busy hands with Brooks right now. Chop doesn't want to go down to the ankle, just keep moving it, not knowing how to set up from a bottom position.
You hear the North Carolina State corner, Adam Hall, Pat Popolizio calling for a changeover. They want him to get to the opposite side, switch Aaron Brooks' position by rotating to his right hip. But Aaron's not allowing him to do it anymore. Smothering. And now has decided he wants to ride.
I was able to see Trent highly throughout his whole career, but especially this senior year, and he's been so dominant, bullying people.
That's right.
But Aaron Brooks here.
Notice Brooks is actually holding his wrist from the outside on the left side.
And this may be a more dominant way to finish the third period, right? Instead of allowing the guy to get back to his feet and going for more takedowns, he's riding him, tough on top, and giving him absolutely nothing. He wants to go for the shutout.
Well, he's going to see this guy, right? They're both going to move on to international wrestling. You got to leave a lasting memory in his mind that he was able to get nothing on you. And I believe that is what Aaron Brooks is thinking right now.
Aaron Brooks in his career has lost 3 times. He's going to finish out on a 35-match winning streak, and he's 16 seconds away from becoming the 7th Division I wrestler ever to win 4 NCAA titles.
Penn State went from no 4-timers to 2 4-timers.
In one night.
In the same evening.
They went from none to having the most in history.
And DC, we said it when we came on the air a little bit more than 3 hours ago. They find new ways to amaze us.
Yep,
11th title in 13 years, and a win in this match will put them to a new high team score never before seen at the Division I level, surpassing what Iowa did with 170 points in 1997.
And it's a testament to that guy right there, Cael Sanderson.
Yes, it is. And we thought this could be the greatest team of all time. Now, they have less champions. But they scored more bonus points, right? They scored more bonus points. What a performance tonight by Aaron Brooks and the Penn State Nittany Lions. What a great weekend for Coach Cael and his entire staff and all of their wrestlers.
And with that 4 points, they go to 172.5. Second place is 72.5. They're going to win this by a 100-point margin.
Oh, my God.
100-point margin. You know, I think it's a testament to Cael Sanderson, the environment he's been able to foster there. Creativity, ingenuity, freedom, fun, excitement. He's done a phenomenal job. Aaron Brooks is now a 4-time champion. We've got 2 guys that have solidified themselves, not amongst the greats just at Penn State, but amongst the greatest ever that this college wrestling scene has ever seen.
This man done lost 3 matches his whole entire career. Crazy.
It's pretty special. It's pretty special.
The previous gap for largest margin of victory, this beats that by almost 30 points. They just keep getting better. The Nittany Lions under Cael Sanderson, a dynasty defined.
Congratulations. That was something else. Completely dominant. What were you trying to accomplish?
Presence. It's a journey with the Lord. Praise the Lord.
You wrestled, you were hustling, energy, working hard the whole time. What was going on in your mind?
Hey, you guys know. No, it might be boring, it's the truth. It's the Lord, the Holy Spirit. You know, it keeps me calm, keeps me poised, but I remember it's bigger than this. These 4 titles come and go. His word remains forever.
When you look at 4 titles, it's an awful lot of real estate. There's a lot of matches along the way. What'd you learn most about yourself during the journey?
Put faith in the Lord. You know, the world tries to come in on you, expectations, labels, whatever it may be. Once again, the only way to heaven, Jesus Christ, and that's what I'm here for.
Aaron, this team, Carter wrestling injured. You had some unsung guys step up in this tournament. Coach Cael and the group. You set a record today. What do you think the secret sauce is? What makes it all work?
Gratitude, man. You know, we all love each other, but we're grateful for what we have. So we use it to the best of our abilities.
Congratulations, Aaron. Let you go celebrate.
Yes, that's a fitting way to finish for the Penn State Nittany Lions on an historic evening here in Kansas City, Missouri. There was a lot at stake. They brought 6 to the finals. 4 are champions. Cale Sanderson, their head coach. Right now, he's chasing down Dan Gable. He won his 11th title in 13 years. Dan Gable, in his time at Iowa, 15 titles in 21 years. And they beat that 97 Iowa team by 2.5 team points and the largest margin of victory ever. It was previously held by the 1986 Iowa team, and they beat that by almost 30 points. That Iowa team in '86 was the 9th title in 9 years. And you certainly wouldn't be surprised to see Penn State continue its run. More great recruits coming in, more national champions coming back, and we will be back as well to put a lid on a fantastic evening at the 2024 NCAA Wrestling Championships here in Kansas City. For the first time in 21 years, NCAA Wrestling City, and this is one that will not soon be forgotten. The Penn State Nittany Lions win their 12th overall national title, 11 in the last 13 years. David Carr ends his career as a champion. Caleb Henson from Virginia Tech, the first ever from Georgia, and 2 four-timers. Penn State had none before tonight. Carter Starace and Aaron Brooks with 4 national championships under their names. Mike Cousins, Daniel Cormier, Jordan Burroughs, Rock Harrison, Quint Kesnick, back here with you guys. It's one thing to win a national championship, but to have your margin of victory be 100 points is just incredible.
It's actually crazy for them to have done what they did to the NCAA tournament. We are talking about the best college-age wrestlers in the entire country from all the best universities, and they won it by 100 points, Jordan.
They could have split themselves into 2 teams. It's still tied for first place.
Still tied.
It's pretty incredible what these guys have been able to do, man. It's competitive excellence. Competitive excellence is what they created in their atmosphere, and that's why.
Let's take a look at some of our champs. We started with Greg Kirkvliet, 9-point major decision over Lucas Davison. Then we went to 125, JB, and it was Drake Ayala taking on Richie Figueroa, and Figueroa got it done.
Yeah,
and then the long one came, right?
He got, hey, I tell you, a 22-minute match between Dayton Feeks and Vito Araujo. It was amazing what those guys were able to create. But at 141, Jesse Mendez, man, that kid's a dog. Late takedown, staved it off and was able to get one on his own. And this kid I love, Caleb Henson at 149 pounds. How about him, DC?
He threw 13 points up in a minute and a half against Austin Gomez, who is an Olympic qualifier for Mexico. It was tremendous to watch Caleb Henson reach a goal that he set as a young boy down in Georgia, not a state that is known for wrestling. But then when we got to 157, Levi Haynes, Jordan, the runner-up last year, showed that he's the best this year.
Yeah, now at 165, man, mental mistake by Mitchell Messenbrink. He thought it was tied going into overtime. David Carr, a phenomenal performance, great career, ends it as a 2-time national champion. Carter Starace, Aaron Brooks, can't say enough about those guys. 4-time champions, and they put themselves on the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. And then pound for pound in Rock's eyes, Parker Kakaisen at 184 pounds. You can't forget about the great performance he had.
He had a great performance, and there is Aaron Brooks winning himself his 4th national championship, but also breaking the scoring record for the Penn State Nittany Lions. A long-time Happy Valley member of the team was the one that secured the victory, Mike. What a week from Kansas City. I love it, man.
It's been really fun for Rock Harrison, Quint Kesnick, Jordan Burroughs, Daniel Cormier, our coordinating producer, Mike Schiffman, our producer, Todd Koulis, our director, Anthony DeMarco. I'm Mike Cousins saying so long. We'll see you in Philly next year. It's UFC from Las Vegas next.